Hello! Hello everyone. How are we doing today? Wow, wow. What a day.
Wow.
Wow. I start.
Freshly
Wow.
fed. Got myself a soda. It's a good Saturday night.
Wow.
I'm not as tired as I usually am, too. Yeah.
Wow, Jesus Christ, I'm bouncy today. What is happening to my face tracking?
Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy.
I usually don't bounce that much. Like, that's something I still need to, like, work on is, like, the puppeteering. Because, like, the thing is, like, if you were to, like, get, like, an actual, like, face cam video of a VTuber, like, when they are VTubing, they're doing, like, that. Like, in order to get your model to look right, you basically have to, like, do that, like, exaggerated, like, you know the thing that people on TikTok do where they, like, start, like, trying to move, like, cartoon characters?
Ugh.
In order to get, like, a VTuber model to, like, move properly, you kind of have to do that, and that's something I need to, like, still work on.
That gives me soul damage. Mostly because I remember one time when I went to a campus, Like when me and my friends were still going and visiting my friend's university's anime club, and during their Halloween party, and she did that like in person while talking to me, like one on one, and I was like, you could see my eyes darting around looking for the exit strategy. I'm like, I need to get out
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah, you can exaggerate the rigging, but like that, like it is delicate because like if you try exaggerating the rigging on like a pre-made model or something like that, you could just like straight up break the physics. Like if you're going to like try to
Mm,
compensate for like the motion with the exaggerated rigging, you basically need to have like a fully custom model and like know your trigger and like give them specific instructions because
one day
otherwise
you'll
it doesn't
digivolve.
work.
One day your model will digivolve.
Yeah, yeah, one day.
One day.
Maybe one day it will have to be. Maybe one day I will explode in the microwave and then we'll need to get a new body. That's kind
You
of the
mean
reason I
you as a
came.
person or the VTuber?
Uh, we'll figure it out when we get there.
Okay.
No, but like that is actually one of the reasons my lore is the way it is. Like I kind of designed the lore around like the possibility of just like changing models
And
willy nilly,
dying and
whatever.
being reborn.
Yeah, just like changing
Okay.
models willy nilly, being like because like okay, so like the lore that I haven't mentioned it in like ages is that is that I'm actually 1,000 years old, right? Uh,
Hmm.
and like way back when I like accidentally I ordered like a spell book from like Chinese Timu. I mean from like medieval Timu.
Medieval
Uh,
team. Yeah.
and he had like a typo, so I accidentally summoned like one of the demons from like the Lesser Key of Solomon, and he cursed me. So now I'm immortal,
Huh.
but like I'm immortal, but like with very bad luck.
600 years later.
The stuff from the computer for the computer is still isn't here. I think it should
Six
be a
hundred years it arrived is like pretty strong.
yeah.
Right, yeah, that's valid.
No, like he's saying it specifically because I've been waiting for like a month and a half for some stuff I need for like a specific kind of stream.
Horse got lost. You
Yeah,
can't blame him. Horse got lost.
yeah, yeah. Turns out
Yep.
The Silk Road is very twisty.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, no, yeah. So like I accidentally summoned like a demon from the Lesser Key of Solomon, and he thought it would be really funny to curse me with immortal life and eternal bad luck. So now I'm just constantly on a so now I'm just constantly on a cycle of getting into stupid hijinks, dying, and having my body regenerated into like a slightly different body.
That's valid. That's valid.
I mean, yeah, I guess he in a way he was right. It is kind of funny sometimes. It is kind of funny sometimes, and I just kind of blow myself up. Whee!
We. I have character lore, but I've storyboarded it and wrote a script, and I want to animate it one day.
Yeah.
So I have no idea when that will ever happen. Um, someone give me money. Not you guys. I'd feel bad. Someone else give me money.
We need to rob like and for legal reasons this is a joke in Minecraft, but we need to rob a bank.
Absolutely, I'd hire so many of my artist friends off that money and just like credit them, and it would be a great time. It'd be fun.
Yeah, the great bank heist. We need to do it.
2028. Oh god.
Maybe at the time the whole drama would melt towards we land, and you will be fine.
I'm just I'm just putting out whatever, bro. I'm just throwing stuff at a wall, and if people want to watch it, that's fine. Get a
Uh,
friend who begs you to let them draw your OC. I don't have that too. I don't have that many, honestly, and I think it. I think it also might be because a lot of my friends have a preference for drawing female OCs, which I think is also just the thing.
yeah, like
Which
for
I
some
don't
reason
blame them.
Nick is surrounded by lesbians.
Yeah, I think the closest offer I've ever gotten was like some of my OCs being offered to be drawn in like yaoi, and also Candy saying she would draw one of my OC, not draw, rig one of my OCs for an NSFW animation years ago because she has no chill. So yeah.
Oh, he went away. The
Hold on a
memories of
second.
one.
My very loud parents are just like speaking their native tongue in a normal fashion, but I'm just like, oh, I can hear you from here. Hold.
But I don't think we can pick it up. Like I don't hear it.
Yeah, it
Maybe
just throws me off.
Yeah, that is distracting sometimes, but like you kind of have to learn to do that when you're trying to do anything with a sister that is 7 years younger than you.
It's funny growing up as like in an immigrant household and kind of being whitewashed enough where you don't necessarily know your native tongue too much. So like when you hear your parents like yelling from across different rooms in their native tongue, you're like, whoa, whoa, stop the fighting! Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
What?
it's like
And
okay,
it's just like, yeah,
why did they drop? Like, what is going on? Why is the
it's, it's like, no, that's just how we speak back home. We were just figuring out what we were gonna have for dinner. I'm just like, you two sound like bloody murder. All right.
I mean, valid. It happens. But I do love that, like hearing um
They're not fighting. They're just talking about visiting my nephew.
no, he's like he's like stop fighting in like your native tongue, start fighting in English. I need to like know what you're fighting about. I need the tea. I need the tea.
Yeah.
Let
I
me
mean,
have.
there have been times I'm sure like I've heard like drama when I was young, like over the phone and stuff, and just like being like, this is what happens when you have a very large family.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I am aware
Yeah.
of so much stuff. There's a lot of there's a lot of stuff of crimes I could potentially be like called to be a witness for. My family is crazy.
Hold on.
Okay. It's the pizza monster. He was eating pizza and the pizza monster got him. That's the reason he's gone so early. The pizza monsters got his ass. You know something weird that is happening? Like like
There we
lately?
go.
Like lately?
My my mom legit just went. It's like, why do you care so much? You talking to your girlfriend? I'm like, yes, yes. That's what this is all about.
I think my mom already gave up.
Candlelit dinners talking about MindsEye.
Yeah. Yeah, that game is like still around somehow. There is I cannot even say the name correctly half the time. There is Mind's Eye News. Why is that so hard to say? I struggle a lot saying that. Mind's Eye.
There we go. All right, I'm back. Before we head for that wife technical, wife technical. Yeah, I totally forgot. I totally forgot to mention.
Yeah.
Where were we? Oh yeah, T. No, no, none. I don't think there was too many. That's it. Then again, like growing up, I wasn't that interested in knowing, like when I was younger, because
Yeah.
like it's just like because there as a kid, like what are you gonna do? All you're gonna do is just like feel bad you can't solve the problem and be helpless. And I was just like,
Oh
I'm,
yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's out.
that's just it. Yeah, healthy. Well, no, it's just like I just didn't bother because I was just like, that's their issue. I can't solve it. Like I'm literally 8 years old. What am I gonna do?
No, that is something I struggle a lot. Like it's like a lot of the time I feel like, and it's kind of hard for me to like kind of have to like kind of detach to a degree because
Hmm.
in a lot of circumstances I feel like it is for some reason like my job to like fix everyone's problems.
I've gotten that too, where it's like I think it's like that happens the more I understand like how much availability I have versus like when I was a kid because like I was just like it's not necessarily like stoicism, it's just like I avoided knowing solely because I know that would be the emotion I'd get, right?
Yeah.
It's just like you'd find out like, oh, relatives need money, and it's like, well, I'm 8, I can't work at a job. Now I just feel like shit and I'm gonna worry about my cousins who are apparently not doing financially well. And like
Yeah.
later as I got on, it's like there is like a healthy like disconnect because it's like so you can't bend over backwards for everyone. It's just how it is. You can only do so much at one given moment.
Yeah, but like that expands to me like way too much to the point where I have to like stop watching news for periods of time.
Yeah, no. I think that's just something that like that I think the current like generations ours and ones ahead have a hard time in is just like understanding like a healthy level of stoicism, right? Of understanding what's in your control and like where you can and can't help,
Yeah.
right? It's not about giving up on everything. It's just like understanding like you can't do it all and you shouldn't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard.
But anyway, oh,
It's hard like finding that balance. of like caring too much and like not caring. It's hard to find a balance because it kind of feels like your brain always wants to like pull to like either one of the extremes. It kind of feels like your brain just doesn't like the middle point, and you have to
Well,
like
it's very hard it's very hard to justify, right? Because then your brain goes like, oh, but I helped in this regard. Why couldn't I help? Like, I helped X in this regard. Why couldn't I help Y in that regard, right?
yeah.
But there's only so much you can do. I always like, if I see like a message where someone helps, I'll be like, I'll see what I can do on my end, and then if I have like the ability and time to do it, yeah, I'll do it. But if it's like, if there's nothing I can really do by the end of it, like I put the effort in and there's no gains to it, is like I can only do so much. For
Yeah.
instance, like I have a friend who's moving in here, and they're looking for a place to rent, and like finding a place affordable here is pretty tough. So
Yeah.
I spent the last few days just like walking around my neighborhood asking some friends, and it's like there's not too many options. We got like maybe 5, and probably 2 of them are too expensive, and I'm just like, here you go, this is the best I can probably do.
Yeah. This is what there is.
Yeah,
You know what?
it could just be, yeah, go
I just
ahead.
realized the clock in the background is birds.
You keep putting us in the save room from now on.
Yeah. It's cozy. I like. My legs are tired. I don't want to wander anymore.
That's fair. I would prefer a more rustic room. Like
Yeah.
this is rustic, but it's like I'm not so fond of these wooden figures looking at our backs. They're a bit creepy.
It's Coco Clock. Yeah.
You also
Wait,
see the little man in the
is that
top
what you
hat
meant?
next to me.
Is that what you meant?
Freaks me the fuck out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's like a little gnome guy, like directly
Yeah,
next to you,
that,
and
that, that's why I'm
and there is like
that's why I'm
the
specifically not
evil
a
and
fan of this
intimidating
room.
force above you.
Yeah, yeah. It keeps on whispering about Uma Musume, and I'm like, please stop.
Yeah, and also, you have any fucking idea how much my
Oh,
pain?
fuck off, killer.
You have any fucking idea how much my back hurt after like dragging like a fucking CRT all the way to like Area 51?
Well, that's because you constantly knock me out with a syringe. You don't let me help.
It's for
I don't
your
know why
own.
you keep doing that after the podcast. You're just like, all right, babe, and then you inject it either in my neck or like for some reason my nipple. I don't know why you keep doing that. And then I
Absorption.
pass out.
It's good for absorption.
That's what you. Okay.
I'm protecting you from the horrors of this house. You don't understand.
I just don't know why I have to be like asleep for a week at a time.
This house is like quadruple haunted. This is like an Indian cemetery, a regular cemetery, a murder place. This is like every kind of this used to be like a mental asylum. Like every kind of hunting you can imagine. This house has it. That is why it keeps like popping up new rooms.
Mm-hmm. Why is my dog panting like that, bro? You got your water and your food. You already went to the bathroom like twice. We walked, bro.
Dogs just do that sometimes.
I know, but he's giving me like the specific pant, like the pant, like I want to go out again. It's like, bro, just chill. Oh, you know what? It could be because he smells like pizza in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
It could be that. You can't have that, Blitz. You'll get stomach aches.
Yeah, like mine is like because she's like of her age, she's at the stage where we cannot give her like anything, like even a little bit that is not like her usual food because it gets her sick. Like even just like a little bit of like anything at any point immediately makes her sick because of how old she is. She's just like very delicate now,
Fair.
so she doesn't get any leftovers anymore. She used to get some leftovers from like meat and stuff, but
Yeah,
not anymore.
no. When he was younger, it was like fine, but he's like, he's not like old outright, but it's just like it's best not to risk it because like if you keep giving like anything with potentially high sodium to your dog, it's just a bad idea.
Yeah. I know she's just sleeping on my feet. For some reason, ever since I got my new desk, she's obsessed with like being under the desk.
Mm-hmm.
So now my feet are like covered by dog.
Okay, there you go.
I don't know. I think like weird little guy looking at you aside. I think this is a nice room.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And like
Okay.
the fireplace hasn't burned anything else yet.
That's true. I guess it's right. How was your week?
Very busy.
Okay. You want to talk about it or?
Because like I don't know, too young. Um, yeah, like the fire is on fire. Yeah, there isn't this.
Gotta be in motion.
I am not that good at Photoshop. I was not going to be able to remove the static fire from the background.
I mean,
I had to
yeah.
get creative.
Yeah, it would be tough, yeah.
I think it looks cool.
It's also
Okay enough.
it's also yeah, it's also a difficult position because like it's the image itself is in a 3D space. You can't use like a 2D effect on it. Otherwise it's like the most jarring element behind
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
I do happen to have just like a bunch of like stock footage of fire with green screen for some reason. Like I was looking at, I was looking at
Pyro.
my hard drive and there is just like a bunch of like stock footage with green screen for some reason of like blood and fire and explosions and like smoke and shit. And like I have never wanted to be a video editor, so I have never had like a side project. You know, one of the side projects that you never like you have for like a week and then you like completely abandon it.
Hmm.
I have never had one I would like video editing, so or special effects. So I don't know why I have like a bunch of stock footage in my hard drive.
Okay.
I have had because like I have one that is I have like a folder that is filled with like with like with like software synthesizers and stuff like that, like with drawing resources. Like I have a lot of like folders for like abandoned side projects. But I never tried to be a video editor, so I don't know where all that fire came from. But like
I
maybe
mean
that's
for
just
me,
like
yeah.
I'm such a pyromaniac that even my computer is spawning fire at random at this point.
I mean at the same time like with certain stock and like templates, it's just easier to have them and not need them because like if you ever do have to use them, it's just like nice that they're there versus like some of them just like for some reason the original user takes down a bunch of like of stock, at least on YouTube,
Yeah.
like free stock footage, or like sometimes like certain animation templates or like pre-existing ones, pre-existing effects, which is very annoying. So it's good to save them and then have them for later. Doggo, you cannot go out.
No pizza
And
for Togo.
no pizza for Doggo. You will get the horrible diarrhea.
As opposed to the normal diarrhea.
Yeah, well,
Like
horrible diarrhea is him just going like okay, regular diarrhea is like him going like right up in my face. Horrible diarrhea is when he literally wakes me up at 3 a.m. and goes like, "Don't look at me like that. Yeah, I'm ratting you out."
what if I put this on top of you?
He does that all the time. I am on fire.
Oh, it went away.
It's too thin. You need animated fire on me.
What if we
There's one from Motion Factory. Have you used that one? That's a template that actually happens in anime. Like they just use Motion Factory effects.
Yeah, I put you too close to the fireplace and now you catch on fire too.
Well, if this was how I was gonna die,
Maybe I can set fire to the little guy.
great. The pyro is going on her bullshit. Will you explain your week already?
Oh yeah, because like my college is like trying to like get me to like finish a bunch of stuff before the holiday break. So they're like piling it on like teachers for like some of the like because the way your college works that you have a bunch of like subjects that are like for the main thing, right? So you have like subjects that are related to the thing you're studying, but you also have like generic subjects you also have to complete, like ethics and like communication and shit, right?
Yeah.
And like college is trying to like get me to finish a bunch of stuff, a bunch of like that stuff before the holiday break. So now we have just like 3 new teachers giving us homework like all of the sudden. So I've been very busy.
Valid.
And also my mom is traveling, so I have to like help take care of the house more because my mom's traveling. So I'm also being very busy on that regard. Why did I do that? Why didn't I just like duplicate this one? Copy, paste. So it's been just like a very busy week. I didn't actually have like enough time to stream at any point this week. Kind of sucks.
Fair.
Like I was kind of hoping to stream at least once this week, but I haven't had the opportunity. Okay, the little
else?
guy is on fire for looking at you weird.
Thank you. Anything else you did in your week?
I watched a movie.
Okay, what movie?
Let me see if I can pronounce this name correctly, because like it's not a weird name, but it is a name that like is not like super great.
Okay.
For my accent. It's not. It doesn't sound like a slur. Which is good, like, because like there are some words that I never try to say because in my accent they sound like slurs.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay, then hand it to me and I'll read it.
No, but like this one doesn't sound like a slur. It's just like it gets my tongue twisted
Oh,
a
okay.
little bit.
Because I thought you were worried about like mispronouncing it, so I was like, oh, if you want the extra like security, I can do it.
Yeah. Okay. So this movie is called Bubba Hotep.
Booba Hotep.
Yeah.
Booba Hotep.
And I'm going to
Like Nyarlathotep, but with Booba.
yeah, but like written like Bubba. So like the way Texans call like young men, like you know how like old men in Texas is Bubba instead of Boob, instead of Boob, it's Bubba.
So they pronounce it Booba in the movie.
Yeah, or Boba,
Okay.
like something like that.
Boba Hotep. Okay.
I told you it was.
Weird.
I told you it was difficult in my accent.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I am going to objectively recount the events of this movie.
All right. Bring the whiteboard.
And as I do that,
Behind us.
no, I don't need it. It's not that long. What I'm going to do is like objectively recount the events of this movie as they happen, and I want you to guess what my opinion is on this movie, whether I liked it or not, and why.
Okay.
So what happens in this movie is that before back when he was like alive and a thing, right? Back when he was alive and like around, Elvis wanted to like an escape. He wanted to be able to like turn off like the being Elvis thing, right? So he decided to hire and to like contact an Elvis impersonator.
Is
Right?
this the twin brother one?
No,
Okay.
he decided to hire. Like it's weirder than that.
Okay.
He
'Cause
decided.
there's like a conspiracy theory twin brother one. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
He decided to hire the Elvis impersonator, and what he did is he legally switched the identities with that guy.
Okay.
So now the Elvis, the legally like the unlike they're pretending. So like now legally like the Elvis impersonator is like the real Elvis, and he's an Elvis, and the real Elvis is an Elvis impersonator, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So,
So the fake one dies.
then yeah, the fake one dies, but that's not relevant for this part for this story. Like that just kind of happens. What's relevant is that like because like what Elvis wanted was like the ability to like basically turn off the Elvis, to like stop being Elvis, and that is what being an impersonator gives him. He can be Elvis for the stage and then like just be a guy when he's off the stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the other guy dies, and he's just like, and at some point like the contract and all the paperwork he used to like do this, he accidentally burns it on a barbecue. So now he has to be Elvis, the Elvis impersonator forever, because he cannot like reobtain his official identity because he burned all the paperwork. Also, just as an aside, Elvis is played by Bruce Campbell.
Okay.
Okay, so what happens? That was the backstory for the movie. What happens in the movie is that it's been like a bunch of years. It's been a very long time, and now Elvis is living next. Elvis is living in a retirement home, right? And people start dying in this retirement home. And people start dying in this retirement home, and what they realize is that what's going on is that the retirement home is built next to a lake, and in this lake there is a sarcophagus that like someone was trying to smuggle into the United States, and ended up like falling into the lake, and the mummy of Amonhotep, who is like coming out of the sarcophagus, is the thing that is killing all the old people.
Okay.
Uh, is the thing is the thing is killing all the old people, and he's killing the old people by sucking their souls out of their asses.
All right.
Uh, so what happens? Elvis and his best friend on the retirement home, who is a guy who is black, and that is important. It's important to mention that he is black because he is also claiming that he is actually John F. Kennedy. That he survived the assassination and he is actually John F. Kennedy.
Okay.
And what I forgot the name of the guy who was like the president after Kennedy, who was like, yeah, Lyndon B. Johnson. He claims that the whole
Oh wait,
assassination.
wait, wait. Hold on. Is it? Does this play into it? Is it like unreliable narrator
No, no,
of
no,
dementia? Because like Elvis is like, oh, he might be like him.
no, no, no. The movie confirms through flashbacks and stuff that like the whole like switching identities thing happened. This is real Elvis
Okay.
on a retirement
All
home.
right. Okay.
Uh, but yeah, there is this black guy on a wheelchair claiming he's John F. Kennedy, and that he survived an assassination attempt by Lyndon B. Johnson. That the whole thing was a plot by Lyndon B. Johnson, right? So they team up to try to kill the mummy because like nobody cares, nobody believes them. So they team up to like try to kill the mummy. And they eventually and yeah, the rest of the movie just like them like trying to kill the mummy, fighting its servants. Eventually at the end of the movie, they both die, but the mummy also dies,
Okay.
and that's the movie. And when Elvis dies, he looks at the sky. There are hieroglyphics on the sky that say all is well, and he goes, thank you very much," and dies. And that is the end of the movie.
Okay.
Question number 1, did I like the movie? Question number 2, why?
I think you liked the movie.
Okay, yes, I did. I did indeed like this
Yeah.
movie, but why?
I think it might be because of the absurdity.
No, actually.
Okay.
The reason I like this movie is because it's actually like a deeply emotional and heartbreaking exploration of like the feeling of getting old and the fear of death.
Okay, well that's enough for this podcast this week. I'm gonna be signing out.
That's not a joke. That's not even a joke.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, no, I'm not going down there. All right, see y'all next week. Yeah, all right. Well, we run from our thoughts of
Yeah,
mortality.
we,
So,
we, we are, we are
yeah,
running
I'm
from the
out.
reality of life.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, because like, and I think this is a movie that only works, and this is why I mention it. It only works because Bruce Campbell is playing Elvis.
Mm,
I think the like,
yeah.
I think that like the like emotional thing the movie is trying to do will not work with an actor not that isn't that charismatic, that likable, and that, you know.
I think yeah, I think they're like well, there are plenty of movies where it goes into the whole like oh I'm in my golden years and you know that there's a lot of having to accept that.
Yeah, but like I'm saying
Yeah.
like it only works because it's Bruce Campbell. Because most movies that do that don't also like deal with a plot where like Elvis Presley being old and teaming up
True.
with Black John F. Kennedy trying to kill a mummy.
It is true. I mean, to be fair, like even though you say it's not on like unreliable narrator, even if he has flashbacks, it could just be dementia.
Um,
But the fact that there's a supernatural element of the pharaoh, I suppose, just leaves leeway. It's just like oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, no, but like,
Pharaoh's
I think
also
the
a pretty
guy,
good like allegory for like
yeah,
death by age as well. Yeah.
I think the
Or,
guy
like
who is trying to like, the guy who is trying to like, the guy who thinks he is John F. Kennedy, I think he is actually like, he does have dementia on account of the whole being black thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big like, like, like point of
Could be
contention on his claims.
To be fair, I'm not that well versed in like in a bunch of like those types of like illnesses and stuff, so I don't know if there's like a specifically like labeled other one where it's like you because it is a common enough occurrence where people think they're like another person, be it a reincarnation or something. I
Yeah.
just forget what the actual clinical term of it is.
No, but he's not claiming he's a reincarnation of John F. Kennedy. He's claiming he is John F. Kennedy
Yeah, no,
who
no,
survived
there's
the
still like
assassination.
it's. I think it's still like under that as well. It's like yeah, but it's like
But
that
you know
is
what?
odd.
I kind of want to believe, like a part of me wanted to believe that he was actually John F. Kennedy, because like the idea of the whole thing being a plot by Lyndon B. Johnson is very funny.
Yeah.
No, but yeah,
It
like,
just makes you think like, Kennedy, are you wearing blackface right now? Dog, you
and it's
can't be
like,
doing that, Kennedy.
and it's like the movie calls attention to it because he has a portrait of like a photo of like real Kennedy on his room. So it's like you're looking at them and we're like, okay,
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's the inability to accept like reality. There was
because like,
yeah.
with the makeup and the thing they do to him, Bruce Campbell does actually look like Elvis if he was old.
Mm-hmm.
Like he does actually have the look. Um, no, but yeah, like turns out like the movie is actually like has a very resonant emotional core, and it almost made me think of like old people as actual humans.
Jesus Christ, Candy.
No, because like the movie part of the themes of the movie is like how much it fucking sucks, to be honest, to be in a retirement home, like the way like old people get
Well,
discarded into
yeah,
places. That is kind of
yeah.
part of the like the movie explicitly calls attention to the fact of how lucky the mommy Amunhotep is to like be next to a retirement home. Hey, Silent.
They're silent.
We're talking about a movie where where John F. Kennedy and who is black and Elvis Presley team up to kill a mommy. Great, and it made me cry.
I get what you mean, where it's just like, okay, the mummy is there, and it's like obviously killing people in a retirement home is just like the easiest thing because people would just think it's the naturally ordained.
Yeah, it's like nobody's asking questions.
Yeah,
Everyone is just like, oh well,
yeah.
that's why they came here to be like. That is what you go to a retirement home to do. To be honest, you go to a retirement home to die.
I've been in a retirement home.
I'm going to
It
type it
is
because I don't want to say the name again. I'm stupid on my accent.
yeah. I've visited a retirement home for a family friend, and it was one of the most miserable experiences I've ever had. I felt so bad. It was so bad that I actually cried afterwards
Yeah. No,
because
yeah.
it's just like because it's like no one was visiting them. They're all clearly like sedated to a degree, and
Yeah.
it's just so sad. And I was just like, fuck.
And they're just kind of like sitting there, like all
Yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah. No, literally sitting, staring at the TV, barely any visitors, and just like it's awful. Like there are at least some places that at least try for some engagement. Like they'll have like some sort of like Wii or something or whatever to keep that. But even then, it's just like the idea of just like living your full life, raising your kids or like your family, and having experienced so much, and then people just go like, you're kind of a burden,
So we're just going to
and
put you
just
in this like nice place, like out of
yeah.
mind, and you can just die there. It's fine.
And
They'll
you're
take care
just
of
like,
that.
and that's gonna be your final arc of your life is like a horrifying concept to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and like
It's
the
why I
movies.
don't really have much of a dislike for old people. That being said, I'm also like a grandma slash grandpa's boy, where it's like
Yeah.
I grew up around a lot of old people, calling me like grandson and shit. So
No, and like so like the movie specifically calls attention to the fact that like the way retirement homes work nowadays, like old people kind of just go there to die. So like nobody's asking questions. Nobody bothers about like
mm,
the weird like spike on deaths. Like they just assume there was a flu and like
yeah,
their
yeah,
immune
no,
systems like they couldn't handle it. So like it's kind of like
yeah,
the perfect place for the mummy to be. It's like a factory of death. Like it is his factory of death. Um, and there's also the whole thing about like, and there's this particular scene that is like very stupid in concept, but like when you think about like the things the movies do it has done, and just like the concept the movie is like trying to wrestle with, um, it kind of like it kind of got me because there is this other dude because like Elvis' best friend on the retirement home is like Kennedy. I'm just going to keep calling him Kennedy.
oh yeah, yeah, okay.
Uh, Elvis, his best friend in the retirement home is like Kennedy, but um, but he has other friends on the retirement home, and one of them is a guy who used to be like an action star, like an action movie star, back when like, but like back way back when being an action movie star meant being a cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so in one of the nights where they're fighting with the mummy, he gets like his guns out and he starts like doing the whole like gunslinger thing against the mummy, but like in the middle of the routine, because of the excitement of the thing, like on his age and whatever, he just like kind of gets a heart attack and dies. Like
Oh,
his heart.
Kennedy?
No, the other friend. the one who used to be like an action star.
Oh, okay, that's sad.
He just kind of gets like a heart attack and dies. Um, and he just like, but he dies like doing the whole thing about like the gunslinger, and he even like has a creepy line about like being bested in a duel. Um, um, and when he dies, like the movie just kind of shuts up for a second, and Elvis just looks at him, and he just goes like, well, he died with his soul intact. And the movie means it literally, because like again, like the mummy is like stealing like he means it literally because the mummy is stealing the souls of the like old people. That is how it kills them.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks the soul, it like absorbs the soul out of them. But the movie is also like because like he was like very catatonic early on. He was like, doing the thing, sitting around, catching sun.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like the first time you see him like really like on and around, like really being energetic. So like the fact that like the last thing he did was like the thing he loved doing in life is like also like, so in that sense he also died with his soul intact, and the movie makes like gives you like a second to like ponder that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I thought it was going to be a funny movie.
Yeah,
I thought it was
it
going to be a
sucks.
funny movie.
Yeah, no.
The thing is like the movie is still very funny.
Yeah, no. I have similar feelings about like what was it? The Michael Doug. No, is it Michael Douglas or is it Kirk? No, Kirk Douglas is his dad. Michael Douglas. The Kaminsky Method was like a TV series that was, well, a Netflix original series that was like about like an old actor in his like twilight years, like in like 70s, and it was just like it seemed like a comedy, and then it gets like very real emotionally, very fast.
Yeah,
And especially at the end, and you're just like, well, yeah, because it makes sense because these characters are so age like so far in their lives, and you
yeah,
forget that you literally forget that. But it's like there are just some real moments that are just sad, where it's just like the main character talks to his doctor, and it's like it's like you have lung cancer. It's like I haven't smoked in 40 years. I'm like, well, you're just at that age, man. It can
yeah.
happen still. And it's just like shit. And it's like, yeah, they're like, it's very interesting when they weave that into it, like that reality. It sucks. It
Yeah.
definitely keeps the anxieties up, but yeah, it's a very interesting perspective.
And like no, and like there's a scene like at the beginning of the movie, one of the Chekhov's gun of this movie is that like very early on the movie, the roommate, uh, uh, Elvis's roommate dies, just of old age.
Mm-hmm.
This is before the movie starts showing
Mm-hmm.
around. He just dies of old age, and they come, they collect him. It's just routine at this point. It's what you do. Come collect the old people. It's fine. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then like a couple of like days later, his daughter comes to like collect his stuff. Uh, and Elvis is like pondering about the fact that he never saw that like he has never seen her before. Like she never came to visit him.
You know, it's a shit thing, but yeah, it
Yeah.
happens.
And
Yeah.
Elvis like because he did actually kind of have like a friendship with like the guy who was his roommate and who just died. He talks to the daughter and he's like, hey, can you like give me like one thing of his to like keep a little memento.
Mm-hmm.
And she just like kind of like gives him his war medals because she doesn't care about that. She really like it doesn't matter to her. And she just leaves.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
It is interesting to come from like from a place where it's like I was raised like I'm like raised in North America, but like my parents are they're Southern Asian, right? And it's just interesting because that sentiment doesn't happen of like at least over our or their neck of the woods where it's like yeah you should just like shove your old people in a different place. It's very common to have like your parents like live nearby you or live with you till like their golden days
Yeah, it's
and they're
like that around here
passing.
too. Just like your parents
Yeah.
just kind of stick around.
I have no idea if it's like a purely a North American thing. I'm not too sure about like in Europe. But like, yeah, it just seems a little. It just seems cruel. I try to be a little open on the perspectives of like, okay, the logistics of maybe you can't care for another person in this way, but it's like it's still sticking them here. is pretty terrible. Like, it'd be a different story if you visited them that often, but I don't think you will in a lot of cases.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it doesn't look like you're doing that. And what was I going to say? No, yeah, like and like I said, this is like the Chekhov's gun moment of like the movie, because near the end of the movie, Elvis is like um near the end of the movie, when they're going to have their final confrontation with like the mummy, um,
Hmm.
and Elvis confesses that he's ready to die, because he like they haven't told him, but he just can't, like he knows, like his body is telling him, he knows that he has cancer and he's going to die anyway.
Hmm.
Like, and like they haven't told him, and he's just getting the like people in the retirement home that are just kind of like hoping he will like that age will get him first,
Yeah.
so you don't have to tell him. Uh, and because of that, because he knows like it is terminal or whatever, he doesn't actually like keep like a medicine pouch anymore. Like in his
Hmm.
medicine pouch, like he doesn't actually keep medicine in his medicine pouch anymore. What he does is like, uh, he gets he like all of the like mementos of the people who have died, including like those medals. That's what he keeps in there.
That's pretty great. I like that
Yeah,
as a character note. Yeah.
yeah. And there's also like this whole thing about like Elvis because there is also like a little bit of character development about like the consequences of like just like being young and trying to escape from your responsibilities, right?
Yeah, and it catches up to you.
Yeah, because like when that happens, when the thing at the beginning happens, Elvis is like really sad that he has never like seen his strange daughter. He hasn't seen her in years.
Mm.
Uh, but like
Hmm.
as you get the flashbacks and you start like understanding the story, and like Elvis also starts like coming to terms with it, like Elvis is like, but like in this case this is kind of my fault, because I wanted to like escape like the life I had like built for myself. So I did this whole like switcheroo thing with the identity, and
Hmm.
now I don't have legal proof that I am actually Elvis myself. So like this is kind of my fault, because I did kind of just like run away, and she thinks I'm just like an impersonator.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they get into and then this happens, and then the whole thing about like the medicine pouch with the mementos happens, and then they get into like a Looney Tunes ass like chase with an electric wheelchair around with the mummy. Uh,
Oh.
and at some point during the chase, like Kennedy dies. Uh,
Hmm.
so Elvis sets the mummy on fire and throws him off a cliff, and then sets him on fire again, and the mummy like turns into toast and falls into the lake.
Okay.
Then Elvis looks at his side, and he realizes he like also stabbed himself accidentally, and he's bleeding to death. So he looks at the sky, and the stars are forming hieroglyphics that say all is well. And Elvis goes, thank you very much," and he dies.
Oh.
And that is the end.
Oh. Poor Elvis.
So really,
Yeah. No. That.
a really
Yeah. No. That's
confusing movie.
cool. I like an old dog hero. That's dope.
Yeah,
But yeah, it is odd. It is odd that odd that the stars would form and like go all as well as like after you killed the pharaoh, who I suppose was like supposedly anointed by their
no,
gods.
I think it was a
So
curse.
even the
You know,
gods are just oh, okay. I feel like the gods themselves are just like yeah, he was a dick. thanks, for, thanks for finishing him off, dude.
yeah, we
You alright. You alright, Elvis. I'm on now tap. Dick. It's
we
like yeah.
legally were not allowed to kill him. Thank you.
Thank you. We appointed him. You know, it was really awkward. We couldn't have that firing talk, and you
Yeah,
just cleared
we
up
thought
the
he was like a
conflict,
different
bro.
kind of guy when we appointed him.
Yeah, we call different at the interview. I promise, different at the
Yeah, he
interview.
was different at the interview, and like, so thank you for that. Thank you for
Thank you
that.
for that.
May you go to
Elvis
heaven
is
or
like
whatever.
cool. Yeah, that's what you believe in, right, Elvis?
Yeah,
Elvis is like I don't know. I've witnessed like ancient Egyptian religion being correct. I don't know what to believe in anymore.
yeah. He's like, yeah. How's that changing? Like, huh? I didn't
Yeah,
think about
right.
that part, but like, I guess so.
No, because I've always thought about this because like it's the very fascinating thing in mythology of just like when someone goes like and this ancient religion is correct, in its ability to produce like these mythological creatures from its thing is like, okay, then why doesn't everyone just kind of acknowledge the fact that that is the only religion as of right now in that universe that has
Yeah,
solid proof?
I think that is one of my favorite parts of like the Old Testament. That like the Old Testament treats like every other like regional god, you know, like Baal and like all of that stuff, as if they're real,
Mm-hmm.
and instead he's just going like, but our guy is like so much better, guys. He's just like the bestest god. So you should just, like you should just forget about like the other god of like the other gods, like because our guy he does everything. He's the bestest one. Like they're all real, but our guy bestest god, best guy forever.
I do like the old mythologies and religions just going like, yeah, there's a coexistence. Yeah. Or
Yeah,
just like the old days of just like, actually, that god is just our god, but he goes by a different name over there. Like he's like, it's like the second family. Like he
yeah,
just goes and and it's like, all right, fair,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. No, but like I don't imagine like maybe that was like would have been funny if instead of like you saying like a thank you very much thing, he just went like, wait, that was a real mummy. Fuck, they're going to wake my
Yeah,
heart. They're gonna
yeah.
wake my heart.
Oh god, the crocodile's gonna eat my soul, and then it's gonna be obliterated.
No, I don't
Oh,
think I'm lighter than a feather, guys.
I don't think I'm lighter than feather. Blech.
I don't think I am, guys. But yeah, it was a really like, but like surprisingly like it was like it is like surprisingly good at like managing like the difference of tones
Hmm.
because it is like a comedy, and that is another reason
Yeah.
I think like that is another reason I think that uh like it only works with Bruce Campbell because Bruce Campbell is a really funny guy.
Hmm.
So like it is a comedy, but it's also like this whole thing about like dying and getting old and being forgotten and like dealing with your mistakes. So
Yeah,
it
no,
was really good.
no. I think the with the age of like with the age of a lot of old classical like Hollywood actors like reaching that, that part of their state, like that stage of their life, like I feel like that's just gonna be a natural thing. Like we're gonna see like a lot of golden age Twilight
Yeah,
Age movies, and it's just gonna be like reflecting on that because it is interesting to think of because like even certain media you grow up with, like the same creators are commenting on stuff like that, right? Of just like the reality of getting older and stuff, and it's like it's interesting that you're aging alongside your media, but also terrifying in other ways. But it's at least nice to like have that rhetoric and discourse in media and not like deal with it on your own by yourself.
yeah. You know what I'm realizing? Like it probably fucked us over.
But
How hard they try to like hide the idea of death when we're children from us. I feel like there's a lot of like,
I
oh, he's just trying to he's just taking a long nap, or like, but like the dog is going to like the
hmm.
upside farm, but like, you know, I feel like that kind of fucks us over. I feel like we will all be better at
To
like
be
dealing with this if we were just like had honest conversations the first time this came about.
well, different cultures though,
Yeah, I
because
guess.
in like in Asia, in some Asian countries, I think they're fine with like talking about death. Like they won't even censor death in kids media. Like Common Rider, like people just die.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just like yeah, he was. He's like, hey, you know this one villain genocided, and it's just like, whoa, okay. For 10-year-old kids, maybe younger, it's like, yeah, that's a villain in a series. He legit like he just off those people. There's no off round way about it. It's not for kids. It's just like, yeah,
yeah,
he kills people. Whereas in NA, at least in the West, it's like there is a bit more of a fear to talk to the younger generations about death. I suppose in some instances it was, but I don't know. For me personally, I grew up in a family where I had a lot of like skewed elder relatives and elder cousins and like family friends who were older, so I was very familiar with like funerals when I was younger. But
yeah.
it's not like I handled death any better because
Mm.
like just knowing that idea was always like a little scary. I also like even in media, like I wouldn't just watch like kid shows from 4Kids. I'd watch like Gundam Wing, and people definitely got off on that. And it was like, it's just like, yeah, it's just like it's like how can you truly explain that to a
Yeah,
kid, right? It's like even if you did, it's like handling it, like knowing it is one thing, handling it is a completely other thing. Just going like, okay, so we'd like to believe there's an afterlife, and we don't really know, but there is also the partial part. There, it is also like, sorry, not partial part. There is just the other possibility, that consciousness just ends.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Uh, but
oh,
but I feel like
yeah, like that'd be terrifying.
I mean like and like I'm not just like having a conversation like upfront is not going to like fix everything, but I feel like maybe if like it was more
Yeah.
like if it was more of like the stand up to just like start like building up those tools from the very beginning.
I, I'm not gonna say I disagree with you. I think like being necessarily acquainted with it gives you a lot more time to like to digest it, metabolize it, and like go about your own way and what you believe on like how to like stomach it, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I do genuinely think as a person who kind of grew up in that way, is like I don't think it necessarily makes it easier outright, but it's like at least you're a little more aware of it. I can agree with that. Where it's like
Yeah.
it's not, yeah, because yeah, it's just the fear of the unknown. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
If there was a situation where we proved ghosts were real, I would be so hyped. I would be like, oh, thank God. Oh, oh,
Oh, I get to hunt people.
oh,
I get to
I'll
keep
travel
thinking.
yeah, I'll get to travel across the infinite plane and just like see quasars or whatever. I'll do whatever. I don't care. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much? Because I don't think I have ever seen anyone talking about these movies. I'm wondering like how much money did it lose?
Well, it depends on its budget, right?
Yeah.
You stay in Colombia when you're a ghost. That would kind of suck if you were just trapped to your ancestral home. If you
Yeah.
were a
It's like
ghost.
I don't know. I want to like look at like I don't know like maybe like now that I'm dead and I'm a ghost, I feel like going to the top of Everest would be like really easy. So like it will be a way to not do that now.
Yeah. Well, also like the bottom of the ocean. Also just like look at the core of the Earth. Also just like solar system. It's like also like I don't even know if like if physics really applies to you when you're a supernatural phenomena anymore.
Oh, it made a
Oh, it made a
bit of
small
money.
profit.
It made a
It
little
made
bit
a
of
small
money,
profit.
which is better than no
Yeah,
money.
yeah, yeah. Anything
Some
else in
money is
here?
always better than no money.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else in
No, it was
in your
mostly
week?
just doing homework. Ugh.
Fair, fair.
Hey, how are
Uh,
your week?
all right. So my week, uh, recorded with the
Shut the
guys. We
fuck
did
up!
Lost Judgment. We hope.
Stop it with the cockchair.
My week, essentially, recorded the second last session of Lost Judgment with the guys. Tomorrow is the finale. Thank God. It's still a good game. Recorded like some of the boss fights again. Trying to do like no damage runs and stuff like that. And you know, Yakuza games aren't really designed for that. That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. They're fine with you taking damage. You know how I know this? You have a special thing called fatal reversal or reversal counters. And it's essentially this thing where an enemy will glow red and they attack and you do your reversal, right? And when you do your reversal,
Hey,
the
Kyoxis,
animation
how you
slows.
doing?
Uh, you do
Hi,
your
hi.
reversal, the animation slows down, and then you do a special attack, right? You're not invincible during that special attack. Like other enemies will still move and they'll hit you, and you'll lose
Yeah.
health. But like it doesn't matter. Like Yagami's still going on strong. He's completely fine. It's not the end of the world. And to be fair, some of the boss fights are designed in closed spaces, so not getting hit while you get hit, because only some of your attack animations
Oh yeah,
get
first time chatter.
interrupted when you get hit.
First time chatter, Nick. So
Yeah.
you have to introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Nick. I'm I don't how do you okay, sorry. Hi, I'm Candy's friend, Nocturne, otherwise known as Nick. And she brings me to these podcasts on Saturdays. Nice to meet
Yes.
you. But yeah. Um redid those boss fights. Can't wait till we do the finale, then we're gonna have some break time before we do like the Pirate Yakuza game. And then when 3 remake comes out, we'll get there. Hooray. And that was it on the gaming end. I got some other stuff done, some important adult stuff, paperwork. tax stuff.
I love
Great.
responsibility. I love being an adult.
And
So much
I
fun.
love being an adult. But yeah, very much like after finishing, I was like, oh man, I got my life a little more together than usual. And then, to kill some time in the background, I watched a new series. Well, not a new series. I watched a series uh, that is like a continuation slash in the same universe as like an old mockumentary film. What We Do in the Shadows, the TV series.
Oh
I
yeah,
finally
yeah,
got to watching that. It is very funny, like the 2019 series.
yeah. I keep like
Diff-
I keep forgetting to
yeah.
watch it, but like I
Oh,
love
you'd
the way
like
he
it.
speaks.
You'd
The way he
you'd like
speaks.
it. Well, there are four different characters. They also, well, three that are really funny in how they speak because they're all from different times, right? So like you have Nadia, who's like
Who's
the
very
Greek
hot.
vampire. She's very beautiful. You have Nandor, who is an ancient Ottoman Empire general. Um, you have and my favorite, you have the British vampire Laszlo, and Laszlo is he's such a theater kid in his
Yeah,
delivery that I absolutely
he's the
adore
one
it.
he's the one
He's
I love the
so
way he
funny.
speaks. He's the one I
He's
love
my
the way he
favorite
speaks.
character.
Like the way he says New
And then you
York
have
City.
New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a show. It's really good. He's really funny. He's so fucking. There's a, I'm gonna go, okay. There's also a fourth character. He's the familiar of Nandor, and he's a Mexican American who ex Panera bread worker who decides yeah. So if you like the series, if you like the movie, I'd say the series really builds up upon it, and it does a really fun job. It's 6 seasons, so good time. Each season is about 10 episodes. So
Also, like for anyone who like doesn't know, like, but like maybe you guys have heard of this. Like this series is like where that video where like a guy is like, we drank the blood of some people, but the people were on drugs, so now I'm a wizard. This is
I
where that comes
remember
from.
that. So there's a so yeah, so his name's Guillermo, and Guillermo he's Nandor's familiar.
That's the
He's
most
Mexican
gringo way I have ever
American.
seen. That is the most gringo way I have ever heard anyone pronounce the name.
Guillermo. That's how no, that's how Nandor goes about it. He always goes like, "Hello, Guillermo." It's just like, okay. Um, and so the plot reveal. Do I want to kind of spoil these? Okay, he's an ex-Panera bread worker and he wants to be Nandra's familiar. I've repeated this ad nauseum. The funny thing that this explores
Oh,
about is
I
the
have the movie
familiar
too.
vampire
It's great.
relationship. Yeah,
The
the
original
familiar
movie I have seen it.
vampire.
I love it.
Yeah, so this expands on the familiar vampire relationship, and it just shows how pathetic familiars are. Like all vampires look at the familiars like they're less than human because the familiar is doing the contract because they want to be turned into a vampire. But in reality, like the series just goes like almost no familiar ever turns into a vampire. Because why would you do that for your free labor? Um and so they respect them.
Why would I give
So
you
it's
a
funny.
raise?
Yeah, so like the vampires look at the familiars who have sworn loyalty to them in a less value than normal humans who they might just make victims. Like you have a higher chance of being turned into a vampire if you are not a familiar than if you're a familiar. And like there's so many parts about that that's funny. However, and this is gonna be a spoiler alert, there's an episode where they each check the heritage of each character. Laszlo and Nadia don't look into it. Oh right, there's another character. His name's Colin Robinson, and he's like a different edition. He's a psychic vampire, meaning he's an energy vampire, which is just code for he's a douchebag and he drains your energy, and that counts as a vampire class. There's also a subclass of energy vampire, which is
Oh, I know a
emotional
lot of people like
vampire.
that.
Yeah, yeah, because Colin even goes like, "We're the most common kind of vampire. We're daywalkers." Um, so one episode, Guillermo runs all of their ancestries, and Nandor has like 40,000 living descendants to this day, solely because he was an Ottoman general with like 36 wives. So yeah, the numbers would have eventually added up. Um, Laszlo and Nadia refuse to know. Colin Robinson is an energy vampire, which is kind of a mysterious species. And he opens up the page and it just goes, it just says I'm 100% white. And Guillermo's like, it doesn't say, oh shit, it does say that. And then Guillermo finds out that he is about 3 to 4% Dutch. He's like, oh, that's weird. Aren't you for, what's my Dutch family name? Von Helsing. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, no. So he's got vampire hunter divine like holy blessed blood, and he's working for vampires, and it's really going against everything he wants because he was that guy with the awkward goth phase and he wants to be a vampire so bad. But like he's like, uh-oh, there's a higher chance that I'm gonna be killing vampires because like he legit accidentally kills some bad evil vampires. None of his housemates. But he's just like, I didn't even mean to do that. It's happening naturally. Oh no.
He just has like the passive. He just procs every now and then.
And oh my god, the characters are so great. Naja's so hilarious. The interwoven histories of these characters is amazing. Naja's just like, I was part of this village. It was very inbred, and there was dirt everywhere. Everyone would get sick.
I forgot to update that again. Oof.
Unfortunately, hot women in many games this time, and she's just
that phrase is evergreen, I guess.
Like she's like, it was said, my village, it was so beautiful and amazing that the water, it tasted like honey, and even the piss tasted like honey, and it was amazing until one day we were ransacked by a general, and then the general atop the cliff as the village burned was when, you will never forget my name, I am. We couldn't hear him because it was a windy day until I found out it was my roommate Nandor the Relentless. Nandor's like, I just pillage and kill equally to everyone. It's just like, man, are you dick? And he's like, why do you? He's just like, I'm sorry for doing my job. And he's like, oh my god. And he's like, what? I did it 500 years before you were born. Cut me some slack. But Laszlo still steals the show. He's so fucking funny. Oh my god. He in episode 2.
Like every now and then I get a compilation that is just like Laszlo pronouncing things for 20 or 21.
He's so fucking funny. It's just there's I think it's episode 2. I want to say it's episode 2 because this is a mockumentary. He's showing like it's the mundanity of the lives of vampires, and he's showing what he does in his spare time other than rigorous sex. Is he tends to his garden. He goes like, this is the garden modeled after all the vulvas of the women I love. And then he names each of them. He's like, there's my beautiful wife's Naja's. She might not like you seeing it. And here is my prized possession of it. My mother's. And everyone's like, what?
What?
But then like, Naja's like okay with it because they're freak old-timey vampires. And then he finds out like a werewolf pissed on that tree. And then like, he gets offended and she's just like... Not just like yelling. He's like, you completely ruined his garden. Now his mother's vulva looks like his sister's vulva. Exactly. He says it exactly like
Excuse me, I'm too old to be laughing, I guess.
I highly recommend What We Do in the Shadows. It's really funny. The plot progression is great. It takes place in New York City, in Staten Island particularly. And yeah, you just get to see like this comedy side of like vampires trying to integrate to society. Because like the original mockumentary was like in New Zealand, so it isn't necessarily as dense population wise per se. So they got to be in the house more, and that part of that was probably because of budget. Yeah. But this has the budget, so you get to see a lot of the paranormal stuff outside of vampires, like how they coexist with like ghosts and just like shapeshifters and vampires and other creatures and all that, and it's very fun. It very much does the whole like if you like supernatural urban horror, kind of like Vampire the Masquerade, stuff like that. Very fun. The new one. Very fun series. Oh, I've heard people like it, but it's just not Masquerade 2. But Yeah, really funny series. Absolutely great. Six seasons. It's completely done. And it does a good job even on its ending that I like. I like the an ending like relatively. It's relatively fun. Sixth season does kind of lose steam. I think all final seasons do, usually of a comedy show, especially. Um, but it doesn't overstay its welcome, which I think
Yeah.
a lot of sitcoms and stuff like that have a hard time doing. You even get some visits back from the old cast, from the original mockumentary because they're part of a vampire council, and it's pretty fun. I'm trying to think of any other notes from it. God, it's so fucking every once in a while, Laszlo just going exactly. It's just like in my head, just rent free. So funny. Nick Kroll. He also has this witch hat that he refuses to go like let go of, and his wife Nadja keeps on telling him it's cursed, and it's clearly cursed. He's like, my hat is not cursed, but it's like Nick Kroll wants to steal it from him, and every time Nick Kroll's vampire steals the witch hat from him, terrible shit happens to Nick Kroll. And Nadja's like, I told you that bloody thing is cursed, and he's like, it's not cursed at all. Don't worry about it.
Don't
And the
worry
only
about
reason he
it.
has it is only because a witch hunter used it with made the hat with witch skin, and both him and Nick Kroll are just like, I have you ever felt the divine pleasure of like a witch's rectum on your head? You will never understand the witch hat. It's like, what is wrong with you vampires? Why can't you be normal? So
Because
yeah,
they're vampires. I don't. I
because
feel
they're vampires.
like after 100 years, you don't get to be normal anymore. You have seen
Yeah,
too
you don't
much.
get to. Yeah, you've seen too much. Yeah,
You still have
I can't
soda?
recommend the series enough. I didn't drink all of it.
Isn't it like
Because I'm
warm
debating as to
now?
whether or not I should get more. No. You know how I keep it cold? I just put it
Oh.
near my window.
Oh.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. That was it. I feel I've watched this series twice. I think it's on Disney Plus. I totally watched it through Wink.
Wink,
Uh.
wink.
Wink. Wink. Very good as like a series to watch as. Very good as like background noise. It's just so funny. The way they build up in episodes, and it's like I'm sure like the first few episodes are like it's boring kind of like how it progresses, but that's the whole point. It's always been that kind of flat style from the creators of the original, but it holds up so well. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh I think that's it for my week, yeah.
Okay. If that is it for your week, then it is time to turn into my personal hell. This is my
Mm.
rock that I must keep I must keep pushing up this fucking hill.
You say that, but you every time you mention it to me in DMs, it seems like you're giddy.
I mean, it is kind of
Seems like
funny.
you're a little excited. Yeah, you're like, ooh, we got more.
It is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. But like the fact that this just keeps happening, like you would like normally it's kind of game, kind of like it comes out, it sucks, it peters out, and nobody talks about it again. It's kind of what happens
Hmm.
normally, right? It
Yeah.
either gets fixed or it gets forgotten completely. So I'm just like scrolling through like my feed the other day, and I see a headline or an update. Um, yeah, and I see a headline about an update that they made to like because people we have indeed again we have MindsEye news once again, believe it or not.
Yeah, okay.
Yay! We have MindsEye news. Uh, I don't know why, but like my algorithm keeps like feeding me content about this game. I mean, I know why now, but like at the beginning, like I don't understand why the algorithm like kept feeding me content about this game when the game was like around. I mean, I guess it's still around. But basically, like I've been like partially against my own will, following the like disaster that is this game. Um, and
Yeah.
I see a couple of days ago I see a headline being like the game like removed like in an update they removed all of the side content in the like open world, and they dropped like something
Hmm.
called like and they added like a weird like like patch note reference to something called Arcadia.
Okay.
And I'm just looking at it like, okay, so they made an open world game, and like a few, and it sucks. And then a few months later, they like released an update that like removes the open worldness of like the game.
Mm-hmm.
But then a day later,
Well, yeah.
then a day later, they revealed what Arcadia was.
What was Arcade?
What is Arcadia? Well, Arcadia is you know how at the beginning of like the whole thing about like MindsEye, we were having a discussion about how like at the beginning this was actually like green lighted as part of like a platform called Everywhere that was supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be like Roblox for adults, and this game was supposed to be like a game inside of um inside of like the other like larger platform, um but the actual product was supposed to be like this the like social aspect and the content generation tools, but like then they
Mm-hmm.
realized like that costs like way too much fucking money maybe. So they decided to just like
Mm-hmm.
make this game into like a more standalone thing, and like maybe after this game succeeded,
Yeah. Wah,
maybe after this game succeeded, they would like go back to that and like do the Arcadia thing, do the like everywhere thing now. But like, well, turns out like Arcadia is whatever the fuck the corpse of everywhere turned into. They are adding like extra like user generating level editing and like quest editing and stuff to the game, right?
yeah.
And Arcadia is like the platform they're doing to like for like people to like play and share those things. So this is like so Arcadia is like the corpse of everywhere, like reanimated. It's like they're like this is like the Weekend of Bernie's arc of the game.
I can't see a natural progression out of that though, because
Yeah,
like there was no way they were going to be able to support that, especially with like how there wasn't really a community either.
yeah. So like for the like three people who could play who are still playing MindsEye, you have an extended suite of like content generation tools now, like level editors, like stuff like quiz editors, whatever. And you have like a more integrated platform to like share the levels and whatever. And what I found really funny is that like they picked like one of those like generic like stupid like rock songs to like for like the trailer for like, the new Arcadia thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, no, they took all the missions that were already in the game out. Now you have to make new missions and put them in the game again by yourself, which is like a weird choice. But I don't know why they had to remove the old missions to like give them the tools to make new missions. I don't really get it. Why not have both? I don't really understand that part. I don't know why they did that. But yeah, like they pick like one of the generic like rock songs that they put on trailers all the time nowadays. Um, yeah, I think that's one thing they don't realize about like the reason Roblox works is because it's free. Like you
Yeah.
like that's kind of what, like one of the reasons like the whole concept of like user generated thing that Roblox has doesn't really work if you have to pay for the thing first.
Yeah.
But yeah, like and they also added I guess like if this improves the game for someone, they added a dodge roll finally. Whoa! Please clap.
I wish I cared.
And I just realized the fires are synchronized.
Oh yeah.
No, but like so yeah, I guess this game is Roblox now for some fucking reason.
It wishes.
But
It really wishes.
it is not going to work because there's nobody there to make the levels in the first place.
It's just such a. Yeah, never play anything in lunch. Yeah, that's usually
Yeah.
a good take.
No,
on it.
like
I
like the
don't.
song. I forgot about the song. They were doing the generic rock song, with like the sound effects layered on top, right? The usual thing for like a generic trailer, right? Uh,
Yeah.
but then for
Were they
some
out of
reason,
sync?
then for some reason, at the end of the trailer, the sound effects fade, but the music doesn't. And the last line of the song is just like, it's just like, play my game is all I asking.
That sounds so sad. That sounds so sad.
Like the last line of the last line of the last line of the music of the trailer is "Play my game is all I asking," and the trailer has like 9,000 views right now. So I don't think anyone is gonna. I don't think anyone like I have a short on YouTube that has like 3,000 views. 9,000 views is like nothing.
Yeah. Hold on, MindsEye.
Nobody's going to play that. And I don't know if they're going to like rebrand the whole game. I think like they're like going to like change the name of the whole game to Arcadia. And they're going to try to turn it into like a live platform.
It has 1,180 reviews in total, all of which are mixed on Steam. That's bad.
Yeah.
That's really
That's bad.
Also, it's a full price like new game, like a new like that price ballpark. People still not gonna give a shit. Like unless you really took the hit and reduced the price, it's like that's just another barrier of entry for people.
Yeah, like they're charging full price for this like still. It's kind of like
Yeah. It's like this is pathetic.
yeah, and I don't know like I'm watching the trailer for like the Arcadia thing. And like it is like they're like trying to like be like, yeah, this is like the world of endless possibilities that you can create. But like all I'm seeing in this trailer is like two kinds of mission: a mission where you shoot and a mission where you drive your car through rings.
Even then, I look at this shit and I'm just like, people are still playing modded GTA Online.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you gonna introduce that they're like you're trying? I don't know. There's so much here. It's just like you're trying to cater to like an audience that I don't even know would want to transition from anything other than like maybe GTA.
Yeah, like there's like that is like the thing about like the people, the kind of people who want a game like Roblox have Roblox, and that's free.
Yeah. Yeah.
The kind of people like, and the same thing happened when Fortnite got really big. Like everyone was trying to like be Fortnite, but like the people who want like a game like
You always
Fortnite,
get trend chasers.
the people who want a game like Fortnite, they're just going to play Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like they're just going to play
Well,
Fortnite.
I mean,
It's like
we used to. I mean, there is that famous Cliff Blazinski is Cliffy B quote of just him going like usually when it comes to a market there are three tiers, right? There's like the first place person that everyone goes to. There's the second place person who's like the hard competitor that keeps the first one on their toes, and then the third place is like that weird pick. It's kind of niche,
yeah.
right?
And then
The
there's
problem
everyone
is
else
like when so
failing.
many people. Yeah, the problem is when you're in like going into that market on trend chasing, you're already behind, like far
Yeah.
behind.
And like I don't understand how they have not realized. I don't understand how nobody has realized that like video games take too long to make for train chasing to be a thing. Like video games
Yeah.
take too long, so you are never going to be able to like chase trends effectively because by the time the game is done, the trend is dead.
There are, I will say, like, we can't speak like this is always going to happen because there are always exceptions to the rule. Like, because like there were plenty of people trying to copy Overwatch's entire flow and then failed miserably, and then it took like Overwatch to like shoot itself in the foot repeatedly, and then Marvel Rivals to show up
Yeah,
years
and
later
that
after
only
the
worked
fact.
because of like the IP. If that game was
Yeah,
well, if that game was exactly the same game, but everyone would just like copyright like another copyright, it would not have, like, the game would not have exploded.
people also brought up like Genlock, I think, when Steam was like putting it out, but apparently Genlock isn't just a hero shooter; it's like more of a MOBA-esque, so it's like still not applicable.
Yeah, and also like
Yeah, I'm sure.
and also I think the thing about like it's actually called Deadlock, not Genlock. I think Genlock is another thing.
Oh, Genlock is I think Genlock is like the fucking Rooster Teeth fucking animated.
But like thing about Deadlock is that
Genlock.
it's technically not out yet because they're doing the Valve thing of just like playtesting for like 5 years because before they show it to anyone.
Yeah, Genlock is the Rooster Teeth of fucking animation. Sorry about that. Yeah.
They're doing the like both thing of like PlayStation the fuck of anything before they show it to anyone. So like right now you need an invite to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I
But yeah,
think
no, it's just
it technically is not out yet.
ironically, I will say, the only industry I think where people can kind of like hop into, admittedly, and still kind of like do decently is like trading card games.
Yeah.
Because like it used to be like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, and then like your off pick like Pokemon, but now there's like stuff like Weiss Schwartz. Every anime has like a card game, and people are playing it for some reason. But
Are there
it's
like
not the
Uma Musume cards?
you know what? I don't know, but Weiss Schwartz is just basically like, hey, here's collaboration the card game. So they have decks like Hololive deck,
Oh,
which is just VTubers.
that is like the first thing I like when I Google Uma Musume TCG. That is the first thing that comes out. Is like Way Schwartz.
Weiss Schwartz, yeah,
Way
Weiss
Schwartz.
Schwartz would
I don't know
probably.
how to
I
pronounce
was,
that.
yeah, no, I was going to just like segue into it. Probably is in Weiss Schwartz, so it's probably there, yeah.
410
Because
items.
Weiss,
What the fuck do you mean?
yeah, Weiss also has like Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's just essentially like collab the game, but the thing is, I don't think you can mix the decks of different cards. Like you can't mix a Uma Musume with a Hololive deck. It's just like you have to strictly play those decks.
Yeah.
You can kind of like build around based off of it, but like you can't do the sort of like same customization like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh do. But people really like it. I know it's a really popular card game. So
Um,
yeah.
Uma Musume also has a Shadow Bears collab. It seems,
I
which
wouldn't
is
be
another
surprised.
trading card game.
Even then, like some like I think Hololive even came out with its own TCG.
I think. I don't know. Hololive is
So
coming out
so
with a
yeah,
lot of stuff. I lost. I cannot keep up anymore.
yeah, no, it's fine. It's just like, yeah, no, that's like the one industry I can think of because like technically speaking, like cards are a bit of a different like situation than games because like they have like collector value and play value, right? So
Yeah.
like even if it sucks as a game, people might just keep it because of the art.
Yeah.
Hold on a sec.
He's gone. He's gone, chat. So what if I very quickly? What if
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the card games to the games thing. So like, hey, do you have any words of comfort for someone being strong? Welcome back. The best days of anime are long behind us. Is
I don't
it?
watch.
I
I
mean,
don't
like I
watch
do
enough
like
anime.
I do watch a lot of different gens of anime, and I do like some old animation styles. I will say, like, I don't know. I feel like there was always going to be years of like where we get a bunch of slop.
Yeah.
So
I think it's like. I think it's because I think it's less than like. I really feel like I think it feels like
like
there's
classics
more
from the
bad
90s,
anime
you know,
because there's just like way more anime in general.
that's true. That could be it. Because like
I
I'm
will
also
say
looking
though,
at like
there's
yeah.
probably
Yeah.
there's probably going to be like maybe like the best days of anime are not behind us, but the best days of like watching anime on the West, at least officially, are behind us because every freaking company is replacing translators with AI now. So like you're never
That is
getting
true.
a good translation ever again.
I will say like there's just like a lot of people um the newest anime I like was made in the 90s. That's fine.
But like sometimes I feel like that about games. Sometimes I feel like that about games. Sometimes I feel like I don't know. I feel like 2014 was the last time it was any good.
I can agree with that. I'm thinking because like I've liked some anime up to like upwards to like 2010 when I was really invested, but I don't think like after that I was that interested because I think it was also just because like in the Western sphere it's like we had to be like there was a curtailing of like what was going to end up here versus like the internet making you aware of everything that comes out,
Yeah,
right? So like you'll drip feed everything. So it's just like a huge trough of stuff, and you have to dig in and figure out what's actually worth watching and what isn't. Like, which is kind of like one of my other bummers. Is like I don't think I don't think there is many. I think like during the 2010s is like when I first started like seeing like a bunch of anime slop with just being like so abundant. You'll always get phases. You'll have like the isekai one, the harem anime one, the all those phases of just like a bunch of slop, and you're just like
Yeah.
sitting there and like, all right, I have to dig through and find like something with an interesting narrative or something like that. But I don't know. I feel like there are some people who are probably like inspired enough to like make things that are at least interesting. Are there going to be a lot of derivative plots? Probably, but that's kind of the name of the game. It's very hard to find like something quote unquote original and mind breaking. There's so much exploration and like studying in characters and overarching stories. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I feel like that is like I kind of wish like other art forms were as accessible as like because like in terms of like just making it yourself, just being like fuck it and making one yourself. I feel like games is like the one with the like best way of entry. Like there are ways for like a single person with no money to make a game. I
Mm,
kind of wish sometimes that other arts were like that. I guess like books are easier, but like you know what I mean. As far as like the big like
yeah.
tentpole arts like movies, animation, stuff like that. I wish like you know movies and like anime and like TV was like as easy as getting into as like games and books because like I feel like those like areas need that right now. I feel like
Mhm.
now we're kind of heading into like a sort of like event horizon of like letting like executives decides everything as far as art goes. Um right? So it's like so without like a big like indie explosion in those arts, there's going to be like a lot of stagnation and there's not going to be like and there's going to be like a point where it genuinely just like kind of like 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 it feels like the passion and the love like fell out of the medium, I feel. Which I feel like is kind of what happening to like actually I feel like we're starting to recover from it. I feel like it actually happened to movies a few years ago. There was just
Mm.
like an event horizon of just like yeah, like executives like making choices and like no creatives actually like, having any control. And I feel like we're actually recovering from that because I feel like there's more like interesting indie movies coming out nowadays. Uh,
Well, it's like you have to hit that point where like the saturation of like the thing that was successful starts like not giving the returns you invest in, right?
yeah, I will say that like
Yeah.
as far as like the aesthetics go, like the look of the anime goes, I think the 90s was like the peak, and there has never been anything like that. I feel like 90s
I
anime just looked better. Like the
okay,
character designs
there is.
look better. Like the
I don't. Okay, this is coming from someone who reads a lot of manga and who also watches anime. The thing is, like, it's very risky to go like it just looks like this. If there's like certain aesthetics like film grain and certain effects and sound design, absolutely, I agree. But part of that also comes to art style, right?
yeah
And it's just like there are just some things that sadly got more effective. Like sadly, like digital kind of just became the name of the game. Early 2000s looked like shit. One of the easiest things I can point to is like Initial D season 2 looks god awful. Initial D season 1 looks pretty good.
yeah,
But
but like
yeah, at the same time like character designs and stuff are also like based off of art style. And like technically speaking, if I remember right, One Piece came out in 1990 in manga form and stuff like that. And it very much does depend on like the artist's like inspirations and stuff like that on how they like want to convey those characters. Like there's a reason why Luffy looks cartoony. I won't say that. I mean, I think people know by now. And it's like JJK, I will say its art is very limited. MHA at first had the interesting idea of let's make characters off of different comic book styles, but then it just kind of abandoned that for homogeneity. But yeah, it's just like it's tough because like at the same time, some of my favorite artists aren't from like aren't necessarily out of the 90s work. Like Death Note's artist, Obata, probably one of my favorite artists in the manga industry, and his artwork is immaculate. I like
yeah
Kubo's artwork,
yeah
very
like
clean.
there's definitely like talented people working
Yeah,
nowadays. Uh,
yeah.
there's definitely like some talented people working nowadays, but I feel like overall like the general look, the general the way that the look is trending I prefer the way they look back then. Like as far as like stuff like character proportions and like the way like the eyes and like the faces were drawn and stuff like that.
No, I can agree with that too.
Like I was playing
Because like
like
I'll also point at stuff like the old Gundams and like Wing and stuff and so, but it's just like yeah,
like a- like like I feel like nowadays everyone looks like a teenager.
well yeah, that's usually who they're trying to sell to.
Yeah, and like I was playing the I was playing like I was just testing some games on my CRT, and I played like one of the old Persona games, right? It was Persona 2 on the PS1, and I was just like playing around with it, and it was like the characters in this game actually look like adults.
Yeah.
The characters, and I don't know, it's just like more, and it's more interesting. There's more variation in them. Like there's more variation in like the proportions and like just how extreme they're willing to go with like some of the like facial characteristics and stuff like that. And
I
it's
got
like
you,
I'm just
man.
thinking about like this is just more interesting than what we're having nowadays.
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, there is the problem where you get like the same face syndrome for some series.
Yeah.
Um, God, there's one that's famous for it, and I can't remember for the life of me right now. But yeah, like part of me does kind of go, okay, you have to differentiate some parts because like it isn't like there is part art style on the mangaka's behalf, right? Versus other things, right? Where it's like you can have like stuff like what the fuck is the movie's name? How am I forgetting it? Is my brain shutting down?
Which one?
It's the one with the identity crisis. How am I losing it? I can't remember. I can't remember for the life of me.
He forgot.
He forgot.
No,
Forgot.
no,
I
no,
have
no.
to
You
look
you
through
don't
my
you cannot say
anime list.
forgot. You have to say forgot with an R.
I for I forgot. Yu Yu Hakusho, yeah. I really like Yu Yu Hakusho. Adulty than an MC. Yeah, here's the problem with Fairy Tail. It's like Rave Master, I used to kind of like the art style, and then it kind of just got cleaned up. Oh yeah, no, Fairy Tail might be the one with the same face syndrome. Fairy Tail might actually be it. Yu Yu Hakusho is pretty good.
Fairy
Unfortunately,
Tail
the
always looks a
art,
little bit weird to me.
yeah. Unfortunately, the artist kind of like the artist slash mangaka for Yu Yu Hakusho. Like, I don't think his art style is as good in Hunter x Hunter, but that's also because he has horrible health problems, so he can only do so much. But yeah. There definitely
Isn't that the guy who you like somehow managed to convince
married
the Sailor
Sailor
Moon girl to
Moon.
marry him?
He
Yeah.
didn't convince shit. She legit has said she loves pathetic men, and boy oh boy, he filled it. He filled that quote. Like he was there.
Good for them, I guess.
Good for them. Good for them. But yeah, no, I think there's plenty of art out there, and just like it's about digging through a bunch of schlop. Like yeah, it
And I
looks
kind of
that
know.
way, but I will say Hunter x Hunter's like writing is actually very good.
And maybe a little bit.
The anime can only watch so much, but I don't think it's infantilized as a plot premise.
Maybe a
Like
little bit
there's
like
part aesthetic, there's part story, right?
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I may be a little bit biased in this regard because I personally am the opinion that games have never looked as good as the PS2 generation.
Well, that's because you like the stylization.
So I get this feeling of like why do they look like that now? I definitely get
I
it.
was like, yeah, photorealism is like part of that homogeneity that you hate, and I kind of agree with it too. Like, I think there was like that part where like Devil May Cry, um, you don't complain about all your gadgets. Devil May Cry, I don't play gadgets, but I know Candy's under heat for that one. Devil May Cry
Listen, I just like
going
gaming.
like Devil May Cry going photorealistic was always something I felt like
Yeah,
conflicted of. It
I like the game, but I don't love that. Like I still
it's
feel
like
like kind of I still think Devil May Cry
yeah.
5 doesn't look that good.
I'll say like I'm apathetically fine with it.
I
Like
think Devil May Cry
I'm
4 looks
like
better.
I'm like okay.
I
I
I,
think
do-
if they did build off like the Force kind of art style version, I'd enjoy it more because as soon as I saw that Virgil revealed the first time, I'm like, why has he got that Neanderthal brow, bro?
yeah, and like that is another thing I don't like. Not like now that you mentioned like that kind of like Fortnite like like Disney art style, I fucking hate it.
Yeah, that one too.
Um,
Oh yeah, good old Deus Ex Human Revolution
yeah.
had the piss filter.
What's my
What's your
peak
peak
video
video?
game art style?
Oh god,
That's a hard one.
that's tough.
Hmm.
There's so many. I
Mm,
liked Marvel vs. Capcom 3's. I like. Let me look through my game shelf. Now this. Uh,
I don't know. This may be a bias. This made me like a bias because like it was like it hit like really hard during a formative year. Yeah. So like this might sound like a bias because it hit really hard during a formative year, but I think like I don't know, the first game that came to my mind is like I really like the particulars of like the look and like the even though there's some like really well like looking back at it there's some really like wacky character designs and they definitely did like exaggerate the bloom a little bit. I just really like the way Twilight Princess look. I don't know why. I really like the way Twilight Princess looks. The PS2 Silent Hills also look amazing. Like I think like to this day I think like as far as like realistic humans go, I think like Silent Hill 3 is like the best one.
are we strictly going PS2 days only?
Not necessarily, but like I am focusing on that because it's my favorite. But like
But that's valid.
you can go your own. But like I think like as far as like realistic looking humans go, Silent Hill 3 looks better than like most games that come out nowadays.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I get you. I'm trying. Okay, then PS2 games. Okami's an easy go-to. I feel.
yeah. I also
Yeah,
really
I'm
like
trying to think of something a little more creative.
and this is going to be like there's a new Psychonauts. I didn't know there was a new
Oh, Killer
Psychonauts.
7. You know what? I also like Killer 7's art style. Back in
Yeah.
those days as well. Trying to think more PS2 shit.
Yes, Zelda is constantly, and that is one of the things I like. That is one of the things I really like about the series, is the fact that Zelda is always changing, like the art style,
Mm-hmm.
and that is why I'm hoping whatever they do for the next Zelda, drop Breath of the Wild. We're done with that. We're done with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whatever happens for the
You
next
know, I get
Zelda,
you.
whatever happens for the next Zelda, just like do something else. Do something else. We're done with
You know
Breath of
what?
the Wild. We have enough of those.
I also thought. Yeah, I also thought about it like PS2. I also really liked Wind Waker.
Yeah, Wind Waker is really pretty.
Very much of a cheery vibe. Mm.
I don't know. I also really like the look of like the particular like texture work. If we're going to like that, not necessarily PS2, but like from that era, especially when it comes to like the environment art, like the texture work, and like the lighting and stuff like that. I really like the way like Return to Castle Wolfenstein looks. I think it's like environment like lighting and like environment art. It's a very attractive game.
Mm-hmm.
Return to Castle Wolfenstein, like so definitely gets a kudos for me. Also like a game that not a lot of people know about. I think nowadays, a series that people don't necessarily care about anymore. But I really like the way the environments, like the characters look a little bit wonky, but like the way the environments look on, the way the environments look on, forgot the name on Legacy of Kain Defiance. The way the environment,
Oh, you mentioned that.
the way the environments look on Legacy of Kain Defiance is like really like they have like this like little like gothic edge, and they have like very subdued but very attractive lighting. Uh, and I think that's one of the reasons I like one of the reasons I really like the way about like the games look back then is because they have to be very evocative because they don't have like because they were so limited. Like if you want a game to look good on that um on those limitations, you have to be very evocative and like be really deliberate with about everything. Like every light is placed for a reason. Every texture is there for a reason. They are not just like because nowadays a lot of games are like building of like asset libraries. It's like okay, we need realistic rock, so go to Pixel Megascans and pick like one of the like photogrammic scans of like a rock and use that. It's like no, but back then they had like also asset libraries, but they were like okay, we need like a specific kind of grit for this like surface, a specific kind of grit, a specific kind, they needed to like be very measured, very careful, very evocative. And I feel like with that kind of has been lost to a degree in the game
Mm.
industry. I don't know. Maybe kind of sad.
I'm also looking, sorry, at other ones because like this gets a little interesting when we go art style
I feel
because
like
like
I feel like games look like I feel like there's such a thing as games
FF10,
looking too good, and the
as
reason I
much
think games look too good is because you don't have to imagine anything anymore.
fine, as much as I like to give flock for FF10, I do think it's a very beautiful game.
Oh, that's
Uh,
another game. Final Fantasy 12. I love the way Final Fantasy 12 looks.
mm,
Oh yeah, Desperados 3 actually looks really nice. And it looks
I
fun
don't
too.
think of
Maybe I'll play this
more.
game at some point.
Because if we're just talking about art styles over time, it's just like it's very tough on like presentation and stuff like that. I think like because I do love sprites and like pixel animation, and like my favorite I think that will never get topped is like KOF 12 or KOF 13 because that shit is immaculate.
Yeah.
But it also you also have to like if we're encountering like if we're also going like evoking, right? There's also like it's just visual design and like direction, right? As well
Yeah.
as just like stuff outside of just the like art direction versus just like art style per se. It's very tough to kind of like
Oh, you know another one
yeah.
that is like related to like because it's like the same creative stuff. So I guess it makes sense I like it too because it's the same like it's most of the same stuff as Final Fantasy 12. But I genuinely think that
Mm-hmm.
like because there is a difference between a game that looks good for the time and a game that is just like straight up good looking, right?
Well, yeah.
I think 99% of games on the PS one
Mm-hmm.
look like shit. But
Yeah, no, that's valid.
um, there are some games that look okay, but
Yeah.
there is one game that I think even to this day looks amazing, entirely because of
Okay.
like the art, like the art direction, the
Yeah.
things they were doing with like what they had. I think Vagrant Story is a beautiful game, like beautiful looking game, even to this day. Not
Mm.
for a PS1 game. It is a beautiful game. Period. Vagrant Story looks amazing. Like and yeah, the tricks they're doing for like the lighting because like the PS1 didn't really have like a way to render lights, right?
Yeah.
Uh, PS1 didn't have like a way to render lights. Uh, so the way they're doing, for example, they wanted like a very like strong like rim lighting like effect for the characters. So what they did is that they're actually like rendering the character twice and then like moving one of them like slightly to the side with like a different like color mode. So you get like the rim lighting look without like having actually the ability of actually doing lighting. And they are like very like evocative and very careful, very like artistically like accomplished in the way they do like because again they're like like the idea of like lighting was not a thing back then. So like for the environments they have to like literally like paint the color of the light they wanted into each individual like polygon, right? They have to like paint um and that is how most games did lighting back then. They painted like the color of what they wanted the light to be directly into like the polygon. And what they're doing for like the environments in that game is amazing. Like there is a part where you get to like a city that is like partially submerged in water,
Mm-hmm.
and just like the way they're like painting like colors on top of the texture and stuff like that, it genuinely makes it look like it is a sunset, and like and like it is bouncing off the water, and they're doing so much in that game. It is genuinely like Vibrant Story is a beautiful game. And like every now and then I go back to it and I'm stunned by how good it looks despite everything.
I'm still thinking about. Okay, I'm trying to think of like 3D.
And if we're going to go like more modern games,
I guess Shadow of the Colossus, but even then,
if we're going for like more modern games, hmm, I really like the way Final like I have like mixed opinions on the game itself, but I really like the way Final Fantasy 13 looks, especially considering it was like an early PS3 title. Final Fantasy 13 looks really good. And again, like I feel
yeah,
like this is
yeah,
like And this is the problem with having like an art medium that is entirely dominated by computer nerds. And that is that we have like all this like fancy technology, all of this like fancy technology, all of this like the ray tracing and the path tracing and like the millions of polygons and whatever. But like, do you guys know what color means? Do you guys know how important it is just to get the colors right? So just like,
Like color theory and just
yeah,
like
do you guys know what color theory is? Like, do people making games know what color theory is? What composition
no, but
is?
reflections are important.
Yeah, like, and like I think like that is the reason Final Fantasy, a lot of the games I mentioned actually. Like if you go back at them, one of the things they have is like they have like a very strong color script. Like every area has like a very specific like tone and tint, and like the shadows have like a specific color, and the light has a specific color, and like the things the characters are wearing, the outfits, the like textures, they have like specific color. Um, and I feel like that is one of the most like underrated things when it comes to like, because like this obsession with realism is like, okay, so like yeah, like grass is green, the rocks are gray, like because that is how they look in real life. That is how it looks in real life, right? Because like we're doing everything based on photo scans, so that we're going to like like grass doesn't have to be green, right?
You can make creative and artistic choices that
Grass doesn't have to be green, right? Like a rock doesn't have to be gray, right?
well you can just have interesting stuff like it's not even a game, but like one of the fun things about Dragon Ball Z is when they go to Namek, grass is blue, sky is green, water's green, clouds are still white, but it's just like, yeah, it's a different change of pace. It changes up you're just kind of like, huh, that's so weird. And it stays memorable in your head. Like you don't have to make everything realistic.
Yeah.
Have some fun. Use contrasts. Understand your contrasts. Understand like what makes stuff pop.
And
Yeah.
and that applies to like not only to the colors, but also just like because like again everything is a photo scan now, so we're using like specialized tools to like determine how reflective, how shiny anything is, and we are like
Mm-hmm.
plugging in like the physically correct values for how shiny something is.
Yeah.
And it's like no, maybe play around with that. Maybe like give yourself the flexibility to like put stuff like beyond what the like physically like correct values are for how shiny it is or for how dark it is. Like maybe exaggerate how that, like if you have like a brick texture, maybe like exaggerate how like makes it like very very like make it like completely like drop the shininess all the way to zero, right? Drop the
Mm-hmm.
shininess all the way to zero, and like maybe like exaggerate how like dark the crevices between the bricks are, and like and like maybe like compress the color and like make all the bricks like a variation of a single color, and it's like like I mean, like just think. And this is something I come back to like game development all the time. I think the game industry needs to like stop and look at everything they do on every step, everything they add graphically, like gameplay wise, and just go, okay, but why?
Yeah.
Okay, but why are we doing it this? Why do we this way? Why? And like and think about like exactly what you want to accomplish, what you want to make, and be like, is it better if I do something else?
I feel like the interesting thing too is just like because like photorealism does this is like you don't see this problem as like as being as apparent in any sort of 2D game.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it happens on occasion, right? But like in my mind, not nearly as much as 3D because like for some reason it always has to be like, oh, we have to be more realistic, and it's
Well,
like the
but
only
that's
game.
because 2D is
Yeah,
inherent. That's because 2D is inherently like incompatible with that because 2D is
yeah,
by nature not realistic.
yeah, exactly. But it's just like for some reason 3D it always weirds me out when 3D has to be
Yeah.
because like you can still have fantasy elements. I think like again, Devil May Cry is a very easy one. Like even when they went through like photorealistic, they do play around with some choices. Like admittedly, it's like the usual. It's like the particle effects and stuff, but like it is stylistic enough. Some of the colors are a bit muted, but
Yeah.
DMC has always had that. But
And
like I
like
feel like
in
the
general, I
characters
think
are muted too.
like this is one of my hot takes for the day. I really kind of hate the way colors looks on the RE engine. Because of the tone mapping
I don't
they're
disagree
using.
with
I feel like it's too aggressive
you.
in like the contrast. Like unlike
Actually, here's the thing. RE Engine gets a lot of different play. I think even the Ghost Trick remake was on RE Engine though.
yeah, but as far as like 3D games go, like
Hmm.
I think they're doing a
Well,
lot
they
of
made
like
a
really
model.
interesting stuff in like I genuinely kind of think Street Fighter 5 is kind of ugly. Pogo. Street Fighter 6, I mean. Kind of ugly.
I think it's more colorful at least, but yeah, I don't know about the. Let me check, cause they do play a lot. They do play with colors a bit more. Oh wait, I'm seeing some screenshots. Huh. It is. Okay, so funny enough, I said that, and when I just Google search, my brain was expecting the colors to be far more saturated.
Yeah, but like not only the saturation, look at the contrast and like how dark the shadows are and how clear the highlights are.
Yeah, this is a bit weird. I'm sure it looks better on a TV, but this is weirding me out. Because my memory is just like, oh, I thought this was more vibrant. Huh.
You know another thing I don't like?
Hmm.
Motion capture. I think motion capture animations look weird,
Oh, yeah.
especially like the faces.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't really think of too many where it's like, where it doesn't look awkward. I'm trying to think. I think my favorite things though are when they use like the game will use a motion cap of like an actor, and then clearly that actor didn't make a funny face, but they make the model have a funny face and it looks more jarring.
Yeah. By
That
the way,
shit. I'm
I was just
thinking
like looking for
specifically
some.
of Lost Judgment.
I was just like looking for some screenshots of like Bakeland story. And it's like
Yeah, no, that looks great.
there's a PS1 game. That's a whole ass PS1 game.
Yeah, no, it looks good. Looks like a shot from an animated further away.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like again, like there are no light. There are like, as far as like the engine is concerned, as far as the PS1 is concerned, there are no lights in this scene. All of the lighting detail is like hand painted directly into like the texture. It is like handmade by an artist directly into like the texture and like the polygons, like all of the lighting detail, the darkness, the like highlights for like some of the like lighting around the torches.
Hmm.
That is like all handmade. There is no glow
Yeah, no, I like it
illumination.
a lot.
There is no glow illumination here. Like that is just like an artist deciding how bright every single part of the image will be.
Kind of just looks like a shot from like an old anime too, or just like something
Yeah.
from at least like Soul Eater or something.
You know another thing I miss,
What?
and like I have another background story screenshot for this.
Okay.
Just cool backgrounds that are just like a couple of like layered 2D images.
Mm. Oh, this is cool.
When you have like and that is all this background is like a couple of 2D images and like a scrolling noise texture for the clouds.
Mm.
But it looks really nice, and I kind of miss when games did that. That is one of the things I like.
Yeah.
I think Halo 1, I have talked about this before. I think Halo 1 is an ugly game. I think it doesn't look particularly great,
Mm-hmm.
but the skyboxes are amazing. Like the 2D art they did for like the sky and the like distant background environment, it looks incredible. It looks really nice, and that is something Bungie has always been like really good at. Just like the art for the skyboxes, it always looks really good. And look at how like the kind of like warm the warm and like the contrast of this scene. It's like you have like the orange glow of the like sunset and like a little bit of blue
Oh yeah, that's
here
nice.
and like the little bit of blue here because it's supposed to be like like a lot of water around here. So you have
Mm-hmm.
like some really nice and again like all of that is hand painted. There is no like simulation of light here. like all of the the parts where it's blue, the parts where it's orange, like all of that was decided by an artist like, who had to sit down and like manually paint it like all over the scene.
Oh, ad break happened.
I know.
Hold on. How do I move this shit?
It's the ads.
The ads are coming for you, Candy.
Oh no. But I am immune to propaganda.
Okay, there we go.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the game industry needs to go back to like to stop thinking about like how it works in real life and start thinking how it looks nice.
Yeah. Realistic, like realism also just like because like even with animations, right? Like there if you made animations look realistic, they wouldn't look nearly as cool.
Yeah.
Like one of the easiest things to look at is fighting games, and then just breaking the camera and seeing a fighting game when a character does a special or attacks. You'll see limbs bend in horrible ways, insta teleports and stuff, and like
Yeah.
cut frames in between because it's just much nicer to look at.
Yeah. And
You'll
like
see like you'll see dissipation and impact frames, etc. Because like there's so many stylistic choices that are much more interesting to witness than just something realistic.
yeah, because sometimes like realistic motion is kind of boring because gravity gets in the
It
way of
is.
stuff.
It's much cooler to look at a person who has a kick that goes so fast it impacts like immediately versus seeing the entire leg do the kick motion
Yeah.
because you're just like that's just some guy doing a kick where it's like oh my god they're breaking the speed of sound and light and stuff
Yeah,
like
and
that.
like and then also comes like I remember like I was like watching a video the other day and they were talking about like this old school like video editing trick for like for like 80s and 90s action movies and stuff like that. And it
Mm.
was like they were talking about like when there was going to be like a very important like hit, a very important punch, or a very important kick, they would like record the moment of impact from a couple of different angles. And then
Mm-hmm.
when they're like editing the movie and the playback happens, um they actually like have the punch like actually like hit a couple of times in a row. So like
Yeah.
someone throws a punch and it hits and then it cuts and the punch and they are reverting back in time a couple of seconds and the punch hits again.
Yeah.
It happens so fast that
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
a
notice it.
that's a classic tropey thing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like there's a lot of like figuring out like what is better for like not for like adhering to like the real world but like it's like
More
yeah
interesting to
I
watch.
know that's not how a light works but I don't care because it looks better this way, right?
It looks better this way, and like you can also create implications like from your character doing this unreal stuff, where it
Yeah,
comes off way more impressive.
yeah, and this is what I was talking about earlier, by the way, about like the rim lighting they're doing. You see how there's like a light on the edge of the character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, because like there was no way to do that on the PS1. So what they're doing is like they're just straight up duplicating the entire character, changing the color of the
Yeah.
texture
No.
and putting him behind.
Yeah, that's what some people do for like after shadow or light trail effects,
Yeah,
which is a very easy way to do it.
you know, and like
Yeah. Yeah.
and like because I have played this game a couple of times, and I really like the game in general. I think like Vagrant Story is like an underrated like kind of thing. It's technically a Final Fantasy game too. Did you know that? It is technically a Final
Oh,
Fantasy
I didn't
game
know that.
because it takes place in the same universe as Final Fantasy 9, 12, and Tactics.
What? Wait, 9 and 12 take place in the same. Well, there are airships.
Yeah, and Tactics also, the Tactics also takes place in the same like universe
Oh yeah,
as
no.
them.
Yeah.
And Vagrant Story also takes place in the universe, so it is technically a Final Fantasy game.
Oh, that's wild. I love shit
Uh,
like that.
yeah. Uh, and I think it's like a great game. And this is like another hot take for the day. I feel like I'm having a lot of hot takes today. Uh, what I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
you know how like a lot of people praise Metal Gear Solid 1 for being like the first like properly cinematic game or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
for like the stuff that we're doing for like cutscenes and like the direction and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think Vagrant Story did it better around the same time.
Okay.
I think they're like, and I think the reason people tend to like look at Metal Gear Solid more than Vagrant Story is because Vagrant Story did not have voice acting.
Okay.
But like as far as the like actual like cutscene direction, like the camera angles and the framing and the movement of the camera and all the stuff,
Yeah.
Vagrant Story is so much better than Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah, no, but I get what you mean. Like the problem is just like cinematic as in like this is more movie like because of the auditory like the audio element. Yeah, that's a bit of a that's a sad thing where like one thing was just snubbed kind of for that.
Yeah.
I can see why, but yeah.
And like uh, and yeah, just like during the cutscenes, the stuff they're doing during the cutscenes for like it is like high drama they're doing on the fucking PS1. Let me see if I can find like the cutscene I want to show. Um,
I'm trying to think of like of games that kind of just like when they had their remake, they completely lost like the interesting color theory.
Colossus,
Specifically.
Colossus.
I think Colossus might have filtering options.
Dark Souls, Metal Gear Solid 3.
I think Demon Souls might be one of them.
Yeah, Demon Souls looks like shit. Like the remake looks like shit.
Yeah, it might be Demon Souls. What was the other one you said?
MGS3.
Oh my god, I completely forgot MGS3 got a remake. I actually rejected that from my mind. I keep on thinking it's a Source filmmaker prank. Okay. I have to accept that into my reality again.
Oh yeah, this is the cutscene. Okay, yeah. Now let me bring this over here. OES, window capture. Window capture, frequent serial cutscenes. Okay. Like, look at what they're doing with like. And again, like, there is no lighting here. This is all like manual, like painting of the. Like,
Oh yeah, that's really nice to look at.
and like, wait, but like, look at like, there's like the darkness in this table. Look at that.
Yeah, no.
And like how well they are getting like the feeling of like. I just realized I forgot to move it to one side.
It's fine, it's fine.
Hello. And also I love like the way the dialogue boxes are like little comics.
Yeah. I'm just very impressed by the man in the corner.
Yeah. Like this is a PS1.
That just because that just looks painted. So
Look at this shot, dude. Like these close-ups of like this lady's face. Like they're doing a lot of like just like the way they're framed. Um the way they're framed, the way they are like also the audio is off. I would have to stop audio off anyway. Like there's no voice acting, so you're not missing anything. But like they're just like this game like again this is not good for a PS1 game. This is just like very artistically like incredibly accomplished. Oh, this one is another one that is really good.
pretty cool.
And again, the thing they're doing with like they're like lighting around the edge of the character. Oh yeah, and like the main villain of this game, the main antagonist of this game is just called Sydney. which is not a very threatening name.
It is I, the final antagonist.
Australia.
I always knew it. You kangaroo smuggling bastard.
See, like the framing of like through the window and like the movement of
Yeah,
the
no, a lot of
camera.
this is understanding like a lot of good camera like work as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is like a really cool like scene at the beginning of the game. So you're getting the credits too.
Oh, these are some great shots. These are like straight out of a comic book. Candy, we might need to close this so we're not just a let's watch stream.
Yeah. I need to play this game on stream at some point. It's a really good game.
Yeah, go for it. Why is
But
their
like,
hair like that?
and like they're doing like this like look, you see that shot with the gate? Look at that.
That's pretty cool.
Like I honestly think this game is doing it better than MGS1.
I can see that.
And also just like again, not like just pretty. It's a pretty game. It's not something you can say for a lot of games of that era.
Yeah, you would think this is PS2 more than PS1.
I mean, there are some like of like the telltale signs, like the textures turning into soup.
Mm-hmm.
But that's unavoidable. That was like a weakness of the hardware itself.
I'm actually impressed with those rain droplets.
Yeah. Anyway, that's yeah. This is not a like. We're not doing like a React, Andy. Oh, I disabled you by accident. Sorry. Okay. Where are you again? I need to move you.
Yeah.
He returns. Yeah, which is like I could think like the music, the story, the design of this game is really good, and I feel like it is definitely slept on. And like through this, and like another thing this game does that is really cool is like it has like a prologue section. It has
Mm-hmm.
like a prologue section that goes for like depending on how much or it's usually designed to like go for about like 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Um, and it is actually like we need to bring the game again. We need to bring the game up again because there's a really neat trick that they were doing. Uh, Look at this. Look at the lighting coming out of this gate, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see like that little detail, like that
Yeah.
lighting coming out of the gate. Yeah, they're simply like again like there is no way to render shadows. There is no way to render shadows in the PS1. So that is why everyone just has like a like a little black blob under their feet. Um,
Mm.
but like there is no way to like this like light shaft coming out of the like So what they had to do is like they had to like make this scene, right? And then they had to like and then they have to like place uh like fake polygons around the scene. So this is like actually like a polygon shaped to look like the shape they needed, and they had to like put it on top of that. And they had to do it manually every time they needed a face like that. And what is crazy about this is that usually like when a game did that, they did it for like a static scene. But in this game, it's actually like uh they actually like they do like a little bit of an animation by like replacing they basically what they do is like disable the thing that is the light shaft. They disable the polygon that is that, and then they in the same frame they enable one that is a little bit bigger. And then they do it a couple of times to like simulate the door opening. Like like you can see if you put it like if you slow it down, you can like see it happening. You see how it is like a very like stepped kind of frame. It is not in sync exactly
Yeah.
with like the door, but it's such a cool effect for like a PS1 game.
That is actually really cool. Hold on. Yeah. 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 Okay. That's pretty smart.
It's and like yeah, like there is like the PS like if you look you can very clearly see like this the texture on this floor like just melting because that's what every PS1 game
Oh
looks like.
yeah.
But you're doing so much with this. Like look at that shot of the like interior of the church. Like the way it's like the shadows on, around like the windows and stuff like that. Such a nice shot. This is such a good game. I honestly kind of want to. I honestly kind of like want to wait to stream this game until I'm bigger, because I kind of want to just like put more eyes on this game.
That's fair.
It is definitely slept on. And what I was saying is like they have like a little bit of like music. I just realized the little guy looking at you still on fire.
Yeah, he can burn.
Um,
Fuck.
instead of like for like the entire like around 15 minutes of the prologue, there is like a specific song that is like designed to like go along with it, and the entire song is like around 12 minutes long, right?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of like having like looping music through the prologue, you have just like a singular like flowing song. The problem with that is that the dialogue is in dialogue boxes that the player needs to advance, so you don't know exactly how long a cutscene is going to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the second is that there are like interactive segments. There's a couple of battles in the prologue, so you don't know how long the player is going to take on those, right?
Yeah.
So the prologue section is actually like there is looping music in the prologue section, except that instead of being like a singular like looping song, it is like 15 different little looping sections designed to like seamlessly go into one another as the prologue advances. So it feels like there's like a single continual song, but it's actually just like 15 little songs looping over and over again, and like being connected very smartly. Just a very well made game.
I mean, it's understanding your limitations too, though,
Yeah.
right? It's designing around them. Like I swear, like I'm sure to a modern person is like, man, that's just like duct tape and glue, but it's like it's just clever solutions, right?
Yeah.
To just like yeah, to like the problems at hand.
It's what we have. It's what we're doing.
Yeah, and it's like how can we simulate this? And it's like, oh, we could actually use this technique that we already know could work, and like the hardware is gonna chug anyway, so
Yeah. And that
might
is
as well, yeah.
why I'm like, and that's another thing I miss about like old games is that I feel like making an old game work more than nowadays was kind of like being a magician. It was like,
Mm,
how can I distract it? What distraction can I put? What trick can I pull to like make the
oh,
player's
like
mind think of
illusionary.
something else?
Yeah, the illusion of just like making them focus on. Yeah, I get what you mean. Where
It's
it's like
like
you want to be detailed, but you want to keep the illusion and not let them look at it too much and then dissect it to see what it is.
yeah. I mean, like if you think about it, that is what like your Resident Evils and your Final Fantasies with like the parented backgrounds were doing.
Yeah.
They realized that because of the way CRTs work back then, they could like get away with doing that, and people will not notice it. And that's what they did.
Yeah.
You know another thing I just thought about that is kind of
What?
like terrifying to me.
What?
So you know how like the Xbox 360 is 20 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
Are like 360 graphics old enough to be considered retro now?
Oh, dude. Oh.
Like is this retro graphics?
Yeah, I'm gonna hate to say it to you, Candy. But by the rules of the passage of time, I think so.
Like, there's definitely people working on the game industry that like that was their first console.
Honestly, though, like it's just thinking about it. It's just like because one of the things I think one of the other things we just don't care about with photorealism is like it's plateaued already.
Yeah,
So it's just like adding a bunch of small bullshit no one cares about.
yeah,
It's like we've added more pores that are visible. Like what the fuck do I care? Unless I zoom in on my character, I'm not gonna notice.
yeah. I feel like the cultural damage caused by those channels that like zoom to like compare games visually.
Mm, yeah.
You know those your channels that are like Red Dead Redemption 2 versus Horizon Zero Dawn, which is more realistic, and they use like a bunch of shots of them like zooming 500% into like the character's eyes.
Mm-hmm. I think it's all pointless. Like
Those
there at
characters have,
some point,
those kind of channels have created an incredible amount of cultural damage.
yeah, it's just like because look at this the horse balls. Um, it's just the fact that like the realistic situation is like your character is going to be in motion for a lot of the game.
Yeah,
So adding a bunch of minute details is just pointless busy work that could have been just like added to some other part of the game that could have just benefited more of it. Like yeah, like what the hell do I care if like my character's like eyes are their irises are like extremely detailed. I'm not going to be zooming in on their eyes all the time.
yeah.
They're probably going to be in combat.
It's like nowadays like most like AAA games have like characters where the eyes are like physically modeled to have two layers to like create like the like concave hole for the iris and like the convex thing for like the pupil, right?
Mm,
You know how like the
mm.
iris actually is like a ball and
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
want to have
I
like a
get what
cup
you.
on top.
Yeah, yeah,
And like nowadays,
yeah.
like most AAA games have like fully modeled eyes that actually simulate that. And it's not,
Like I hear, yeah, I hear that it's neat, but it's like it's definitely
yeah,
not
it's like
necessary.
an artist had to spend time doing that for every
It's
character.
like it's like cool you did that, I guess, but at the same time, why?
Yeah, like an artist had to
It,
spend time doing that. They could have just done
I
something
do
cooler.
I do get like the problem is like there is always that awkward situation where like you are going to get people who just like unfortunately dissect shit to like to just like this point where it doesn't matter where people will like make a side profile of the character like look at their eye, it's actually convex and how the eye is painted, that's not how human eyes work. And it's like yeah, who cares, I'm playing this character as I'm constantly in motion with this character and fighting, I don't care.
Yeah. And also,
Or like
you know what's even crazier
some
about like
parts
the eye
might clip
thing?
into my character, I don't care,
And the reason
yeah.
I picked the eye thing for like as an example
Mm.
is that you can like get a good enough simulation of that effect with a generic reusable shader and a singular texture.
Well,
And I know because I have
you
done it
see,
myself.
it's more important that we make it look like really detailed, you see, and show that we put in the work for eyeball
And
and pores
you wanna know what the texture you
and
need for
nipple.
it looks like?
Mm.
You know what the texture you need to do that on a shader is so simple that I don't have it. But I can do it fast enough to just show it to you right now. That's how simple it is. The texture you need to like simulate like the depth of an eye.
I want to see the back of her
One? Yeah. And now I just go here. Back to white.
I don't
Radio.
think of.
Invert is. Okay, I'm done. That's literally it. Save.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
PNG.
See it.
Okay. And that's it. Look at this. This texture, this texture, and a shader that you can reuse for every character is all you need to simulate the depth of an eye.
Okay.
That's all it takes.
Want.
And I know because it is so simple that that I figured it out by myself, independently, without looking for anyone else to like. I just wanted to like see if I could do it once because I wanted to like figure it out because because it looks like something that could be done. Like I realized something else you could do in a shader, and I thought maybe you can do this one an eye. So I just experimented a little bit, and I did it, and it worked. Because sometimes I write shaders for fun. I'm just kind of nerd. And then I looked it up, and a bunch of other people have also figured it out independently, and it's been known for years. So it's like, what are we doing? Modeling the full eye when we can just like take a ball, take a sphere, put a texture on it, and it looks the same. And the advantage of a sphere is that you don't need to model a sphere because every single 3D program has a button that just makes a sphere with one click. And it's like, okay, we can stop now. Stop now. We're wasting people's time. No wonder no wonder every fucking game takes 10 years to make nowadays. We're just wasting time.
It's important. It's important that you see all the detailed parts of the eyeball that you're probably not going to see because you're going to play your character from like a back view. Really. And yeah, no. We paid James this. He spent God knows how much time on it, and it's important. It's part of the game.
Yeah.
Now like your eyeballs, like your horse balls, and don't complain.
Don't complain, yeah.
Don't complain.
And
don't
like
complain
I'm going to say something that is going to sound incredibly
mean. There's a lot of
mean.
effort in here.
But I think the decline of the game industry happened when the Digital Foundry people started putting voices on their videos.
God, who's the Digital Foundry people?
They're the people who do like the resolution and like frame rate analysis of games.
I know. I'm just like thinking of like the actual voices of them.
Yeah, it's like
I don't think I've ever.
And like for the first few years of that channel existing, they didn't speak on the videos. And I think there was a culture, and they were big enough that when they started speaking, I feel like there was like a cultural shift where people started taking their opinions as like objective fact. So I think like it was actually like incredibly damaging to the industry when they started speaking on their videos.
Well, it's because like the problem with like again with stuff like with photorealism and stuff is just like it just starts homogenizing the market.
Yeah, like every game looks the same nowadays.
And it's just like, yeah, and it's just like one of the other key points that we can point at is just also like again color theory is like I'm very much a sucker for vibrant poppy saturated colors. Yeah. I think it lands like it's a very big punch. It helps like that, and even then like not many games like do it effectively, and if they are doing it, they're probably not going to be anywhere near photorealistic. The closest thing that I can give off the top of my head was like a Dragon Gaiden 1. That was a little more cell shaded and colorful, but even then, like,
Yeah, because like the thing is like in the real world, most stuff is like 70% or less saturation.
Yeah,
like the vast majority of things in the real world are like 70% or less. So if all you're doing is like scanning real materials and using that as your textures, you are never going to get anything saturated.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's just like the whole point of like this media of fictional shit is just like have fun with it. Like you can make the thing look fun in this very interesting way. It's like sure, even if your game's serious, you can add like a visual flair to it that doesn't have to be like realistic per se.
And you know another way I think like photorealism is like hurting games. You ever wonder why every game nowadays has like the Batman detective vision thing?
Detective vision?
Yeah, you know how every game nowadays have like the scan that highlights important items in the environment?
Yeah.
Do you ever wonder if maybe the reason that is like so common nowadays is because there's so much shit on the screen all the time that you cannot tell the important stuff just by looking at it.
Hmm.
You're wondering if maybe that's the reason. If there's some like trash on the ground, like cans and like grass and like stuff that you cannot like realize what's important just by like looking at the scene.
True. I think there are some variations of it that are at least accessibility friendly to some people, which I won't complain about.
Yeah.
But more often than not, it's just like you go into an alternate colored screen that's just like very ugly to look at. It'll highlight the thing, and then you just have like essentially what ends up happening is you're just either almost always in detective mode more than you are in the main game,
Yeah, you're just holding the
which just
button.
yeah, because like why wouldn't you? It's just the easiest way to get to the next objective, which unfortunately tints the game into like a completely different like visual experience where you won't get to appreciate the original look. You'll just be seeing everyone as blue in Batman's world.
Yeah.
Adabadi.
Yeah, and because everything is realistic and simulated now, you cannot do all tricks like maybe painting extra lighting around the stuff that is important, or
Mm-hmm.
like making the environment be less saturated and the importance of more saturated. You know? Did you know
Well,
that?
you
Did you
know,
did you
Candy,
know that maybe
we
art direction also has an impact on game design and how easy your game is to read?
Candy,
Crazy
don't be
idea, right?
facetious. We saw Candy. How dare you? We've solved this problem. May I point to you behind you a can of yellow paint I've purchased for this exact problem.
Yeah, yeah, that's another thing. There are so many fucking stones in games that, like, if you want to be able to climb a stone, you need to put yellow paint on it because there's nothing about it otherwise. There's nothing impressive about it otherwise. And that is like something that didn't happen in old games because in old games, the amount of stuff you could put in the game was so small that basically everything you put in the game had to be important. I think if you drink the paint, you die. I would not advise trying to do that. Maybe you will become important, but maybe you will die. So I think on trade-off, maybe don't drink the paint.
Well, well, I
He's
guess when you
asking.
really, like, I guess when you really think about it, people do become more important when they die. We throw funerals for them, so I guess by technicality, both things can be true.
Yeah, but just for a while. Like you don't become important for very long.
I don't think you should be drinking the paint. I don't think this is edible paint. I don't think there is edible paint.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
But like,
I mean, there
yeah,
probably is. There's probably some sort of like idiot safe paint around.
there's probably we went into a long tangent just from like anime direction.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's always just tough for me to like outright judge certain things. I think for games it's easier. I think for anime it's a bit tough because like everyone is going to use the easier thing on a work production flow, even if
yeah,
digital doesn't have as much of like the punch up personality as some of like the older methods that had that graininess and firmness to it. But it's just like that's sadly how it is. It's like why would you take the harder method outright? Right? People gotta get their workflow in, even though they'll put them through terrible crunch. And then some things are just like art style. It's just like drawing and stuff is just like just the artist's style of how they create characters.
yeah,
And I'll I'll kind of have some disagreements on whether we go like old art is always going to be better because like it's a cumulative practice. People learn a bunch of techniques and do improve upon them.
yeah,
Like I can't pretend otherwise. Um, but when it comes to games, oh my god, I feel like I know I keep glazing Yakuza for it, but it's the only one I can think of because it at least tries to add some sort of stylistic additive, but it's still photorealistic, which is the
yeah,
thing, sadly. It adds like a punchiness to it. That's at least appreciative, but it's like, yeah, it's got that, but there are just others that don't try to do much in that realm.
yeah,
Like what was it? Like out of the hero shooters that we can think of, right?
yeah,
You get Overwatch, you get Marvel Heroes, and then let's say just through the third, even though it's not the most played. Let's say we add in Lawbreakers. Which one of the three do people not remember at all?
yeah.
Lawbreakers. Which one is the most photorealistic out of the three? Lawbreakers.
Yeah,
Being realistic doesn't add anything.
it's like say what you will about Overwatch as a game. If you see a screenshot of Overwatch, you will know it is Overwatch.
Yeah, like there's a distinct, like it's distinctive. There's you can easily tell the characters look nice. Like they have a fun art style. It's like Marvel Rivals as well, like right? And but like Lawbreakers, you could show me some footage from it, and I wouldn't be able to tell you like what game unless I absolutely knew it was from Lawbreakers. Like
You
and
know, it's
maybe some
like
characters I don't know. I'd be perplexed. I'd be like, I don't know who this fucking character
it's like
is from what game.
if I took every shooter that has come out this year and I recorded a video of it with with the UI disabled, how many of them could you be able to recognize?
Exactly. And that also goes for like other thing. I think like also what was it? Oh God, what was that? Concord?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Like
that too.
like if like I think there's some Concord characters that like loop around to being so ugly they're memorable, like the fish guy.
Yeah.
He's the only one I remember. But it's like if you took it out and then you told me like if you came up to me it's like, "Oh, these are from the Square Enix Guardian of the Galaxy game." I'd be like, "Okay, yeah, I believe you." Like I wouldn't bet an eye. That's like the problem.
Speaking
So
of
many of
Square,
these
did
are
you know the
so
Square
easy
just
to
like kind
mix
of
up.
fired like 70% of like their Western workforce?
Oh man, I love AI. Let's just keep on pouring money in AI. If
Yeah,
we keep on putting,
despite the fact that in the like more recent like the most recent like investor call they had, the CEO of OpenAI was like, yeah, we kind of need the government to like pass special laws to allow us to like borrow billions of dollars because otherwise we cannot like
yeah,
exist.
there was like a call. There was like essentially like a report where it's like we would need like an absurd amount of money to generate. Like we would need to generate like an absurd amount of money within 2 years to break even.
Yeah, and they were talking about like, okay, so like we have an idea to break even is that we're going to get like pharmaceutical companies to like use AI, and then if they develop a medicine also using AI, we're going to start charging them like commission for like every sale of the medicine.
Okay, but why would you tell them that outright? Because now they'll just avoid doing that.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, the pharmaceutical companies are just not going to use AI now.
Yeah, you've just completely dug your own grave on that. They're not gonna finish FF17. I mean, technically the second game's out. No, isn't that Rebirth?
Mm, yeah, I think.
Yeah, because it's a remake, Rebirth. Then there's Reunion, which is the Crisis Core one, which we'd
I
count as like 0.
I don't know,
So
man.
three is the next one.
I don't know, man. I'm ignoring that because you know how I am about like unfinished stuff. So I'm just ignoring
Yeah, me
that
too.
until like
I
until
gotta
like
wait.
the last one comes out.
Yeah, no, I own the others. I'm not gonna play them until it's all out. There's no point for me to. Because like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna play like FF7 Remake Part 1 and then like wait for like 4 years for the next one and then wait another god knows how many years? I'm not gonna be fresh on the story. I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, I have to remember. I have to like do homework before the sequel,
Yeah.
which is, and sure, you can make that argument about any sequel, but it's like I have to do homework for the sequel that's just the same arc,
And also
like of a story that all exists.
Square Enix also said that they want to like do like 70% of like the QA with AI. So like everybody knows, so like stop playing Square Enix games at launch because they're all going to be buggy as fuck. Just a word of advice. They're all going to be like be buggy as fuck at
Yeah.
launch.
That's why they did the 70% like drop. I don't know why they announced that thinking like anyone would look at them without disgust.
Yeah. Okay, look at this guy. What game do you think he's from?
Oh shit. Is he from Lawbreakers?
No.
MindsEye?
No.
Is he Concord?
Yes. And the only reason you knew that is because we just talked about the game.
Yeah, no. I
And
was
even
just
then,
listing every
despite
game
the
we
fact
just
that it is literally the last game we were talking about, it took you three tries.
no, because I was just like, oh fuck. God, it's just I don't know. Just adds I don't know. It's not like the thing also for a while because we plateau. It's like the opposite problem. Not opposite. The problem used to be with photorealism is the asymptotical theory that we're you're gonna always outdate it, right?
Yeah.
To the point where like you could have said like PS3 photorealistic games are photorealistic now, but now that you look at it, like everyone looks like a crunch potato with eyeballs on them. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, fair. But now it's just like it's just plateaued. So there's no interest. It's just like, okay, well now everyone can look the same. It looks like you have an actor doing a play, sure, but I play video games and I don't really watch live action movies
Yeah. That's so
for
we have
the
been here for
cinematography.
like
Yeah.
10 years right now. Like on this like perceptible level of quality. We have been here for like 10 years.
Like use the strength of your own medium. Understand what your medium is. Don't try to emulate another medium. What's the
Yeah,
point?
like video games are a fundamentally animated medium. Maybe treat it like an animated medium.
If I like I don't know what the purpose is. It's just like what is the purpose of going like we made this thing to be exactly like this other thing? Why don't I just try the other thing? A good point. It's like we made pizza flavored ice cream. Sounds gross. I'm sure some people would experiment with it, but at the same time I look at it and it's like, why wouldn't I just eat pizza?
Yeah. And like if you really want that, you can just buy pizza and like ice cream, and like dip the pizza in the ice cream.
Oh my god, I saw the most disgusting fucking this don't remind me of that shit. I remember when I was walking past like a soccer game
Yeah.
from my old workplace like like god, how many years ago? 4 or 5 years ago. And one of the most disgusting things I saw was this woman just like dropped a whole tub of vanilla ice cream, not a whole tub, but like part of a tub of vanilla ice cream on her disgusting greasy looking pizza and ate it. And she was just like she was going to town on it. Ice
Yeah,
cream
that
was
that
everywhere
that,
all
that
over
sounds
her
like
face.
that's like
Pizza sauce was all over her face, and I just looked with just like this feeling of not wanting to vomit. Like it didn't look good to look at.
that sounds like the kind of person who moans when they're eating, like really loudly.
I was not in the vicinity to hear her moan. I just hope she didn't. I need to know she didn't, so I feel less gross. Ugh.
And yeah,
Ugh.
eh, eh, you know, it's definitely a thing.
I really. Here's the thing: we complain so much about photorealism and stuff, and it's just like I feel like anytime like a solution comes up for an alternative, it is very hard to just place like what to do because like the whole thing is like there's so many alternatives.
Yeah,
What I'm asking is for variation. I like if someone goes like, "Well, give us a better alternative." It's like that's the whole point. Anything else?
yeah. Except the Fortnite thing. That
Yeah,
also sucks.
yeah, the Pixarification. Yeah, but like,
But you know what that happens?
mm,
Because every engine nowadays is like kind of hard coded to do photorealistic materials, and that is the only way to stylize in that.
oh, uh,
Because like back in the day, engines had like ways to like write your own lighting model. That doesn't happen anymore because they're just like expecting everyone to do like the photorealistic lighting model. And that's kind of the only way to like do an installation without like completely rewriting the engine with like a completely new lighting model nowadays.
I kind of miss the days where we used to, where it was more common for us to do like cell shading,
Yeah,
like very exaggerated cell shading. I don't know why that fell out of favor so hard, but I guess maybe it was saturated back then too. But like, I miss it now.
yeah. We need
Yeah.
more games that do like 13. You know a game that is just 13 in Roman numerals?
I feel like that's familiar. Hold on. Let me look at a screenshot. Uh
But like the original, because that game got a remake and it looks like shit.
oh. Oh, yeah, okay.
Because that game
Yeah,
got a
that or
remake,
like I
that game
yeah.
got a remake and it looks like shit. So like, look at the original, not the remake.
Yeah,
Look
no,
at the
I'm
original.
I'm I'm seeing it. But like yeah, no, again, I mentioned it earlier, like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or something like that. I just kind of want like something along or Beautiful Joe rather, you know?
Yeah,
Like I could dig that style again. Like as much as I'll shit on Killer is Dead, it at least looked interesting.
like oh my god,
Contrasts were too high, but like yeah.
this is like the most like like talking earlier about games losing stuff on the remake. You know how you were wondering about that earlier?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, no. The second just looks like it's from Telltale.
Yeah, no, not even that. It looks worse than that.
I don't know. You know what? It does. I'll give Telltale some credit. They do some decent cell shading at least.
And like this guy has like the expression with like the eyebrows, like the mouth, and the very and there's a very exaggerated like bloom behind him. And
Yeah,
this other guy is just like there. He's on a car, I guess. So it's like technically accurate to the scene, but like because he's sure he's driving the car.
You know, I'm so grateful we live in a timeline where, like, Guilty Gear Strive didn't do the photorealistic; it just stayed to the anime cringe.
Yeah. Can you
Because I
imagine?
prefer it.
You know
I would
another
be so
thing I
sad.
don't understand? Speaking of like photorealism on like scans and whatever, um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, Telltale, because the thing is like Telltale uh, wasn't like viable as a business. They were never earning any money because those games didn't sell as much as people thought they did.
They kept on taking licensed projects,
Yeah,
and also like they had no, they just never updated their engine.
yeah. They had no in-game level editor. Did you know that they had no like in-engine level editor? They had to
Mm.
like build the entire level editor inside of like 3ds Max, and then just import the
However,
whole level as a single. They had to import the whole level as like a single object into 3ds Max into like the engine because they didn't have like a level editor. And because the entire level was a single object, that is the reason our games also like kind of run like shit.
yeah, I mean, some after like Telltale Dead, a bunch moved to different companies, but I think a fair share of them like joined back together to make that game Dispatch, right? Because that's just
Yeah.
essentially the same shit.
And
Yeah,
to be fair, the game does
it
look
looks
like
better.
visually it looks really nice.
It looks far better than any
But
other
I'm never going
Telltale
to play
game
that
that I can
game
remember. I'm probably not gonna play it either, honestly.
because I was looking at the
It
game
just
and I was
doesn't
looking
look.
at the characters, and there's like a
Mm-hmm.
giant, like 7 feet tall demon lady, and you
Mm-hmm.
cannot romance her.
Oh, what a bummer.
So I
it's
decided
just not my kind
I
of.
was not going to.
It's just not my cup of tea, so I probably won't play it. So.
A lot of people really like the invisible lady. I keep seeing a lot of people
Mm.
get really horny about her.
Is she the short-haired one?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, okay, good. All is right in the world.
but I want the tall demon lady.
No, that's also valid. That's also valid.
And there's also just
Trying
like
to
a
think. You know
conventionally
what?
attractive blonde woman. So like that is like
I think
for the basic people without personality, I guess.
I think for all the we mentioned this before. I think also for all the worry when like something from 2D has to go to 3D plane or something like that. Like Capcom does it relatively decent. Where it's like Ace Attorney. Ace
Yeah.
Attorney went from 2D sprites and like the 3D sprites were kind of jank at first, but like they keep a lot of character and they actually look really good by like 6.
What if that is the
So
reason that it isn't happening? What if that is the reason the new one isn't happening is because they are not able to figure it out, like what I was saying about like modern engines being very limited about the lighting you can do, right?
mm,
What if the reason is because they haven't figured out the way to like cell shading in the RE engine?
no, because they did for the Ghost Trick remake and that's all 3D models.
Yeah, but the thing about the thing about the Ghost Trick is that there's actually no lighting on that game.
Oh, is it all just painted?
Yeah, it is all on the texture, so they just have to make like
Mm,
they just
that
have to
is such a funny. It's so funny. That's just going back to sprites. Why didn't you just
basically.
use sprites? Why didn't you just use sprites? No, we're gonna make it easier for ourselves. Oh, great! You're gonna no. We're gonna do exactly what we used to do, except we'll just use models. What's the point of moving?
The animation budget probably. Because like the thing is like once you
Yeah,
have
no,
like
no.
3D
Sprites
models, the
are.
animation budget like drops.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. That's just the answer to it. Versus like having to make a sprite every time from scratch. Oh, yeah.
That's why like so many 2D
So
games nowadays have like
so
the
fucking
that,
so funny that they painted that shit.
that's the reason so many games nowadays have the like 2D games nowadays have the like puppeted motion, you know?
Mm.
Guys,
Mm-hmm.
that's cheaper. You don't have to make a whole
Yeah.
new sprite every time.
You know that's just exactly like the amount of time that it takes to like draw a character in a different position versus just like being knowledgeable and rigging them in that position is like it makes a world of difference. Also, you can do camera manipulation
You know,
to like
I do
hide some
like
of
the
the
idea.
icky.
I do like the idea of like Super Giant spending like the ever since, because I think they were founded in like 2010 or something like that. So like they spent like
Mm-hmm.
the first like 15 years of their existence, the first like 12, 13 years of their existence being like, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to like make a 3D character, and we're going to animate the 3D character, and then we're going to pre-render that animation into a texture and make a 2D game.
Yeah. Okay.
And then like a couple of years ago, someone was like, hey, what if we update our engine and we just put the 3D characters into the game?
Okay, but can we do what we used to do too? It's like I'm doing this so you can so you don't have to do nah, but I want to though. You just stare at them. What the fuck?
What if we just skip the pre-rendering step and like put the character in the game? Wouldn't that be kind of crazy though? It's an
Wouldn't it be
idea. Just an
crazy?
idea.
Yeah.
An idea.
Do I think that, however, do I think that's the reason why they're stopping? I don't think so. Because if they were gonna do the lighting route with Ghost Trick on that, they could do the model thing to the Ace Attorney ones as well.
Yeah, I guess.
But it's just like I think it's also just writing. It's like
Yeah,
Ace Attorney 6 ends off in the weirdest place.
yeah. I haven't
How are
been
they
able
gonna
to stop
make
thinking
Apollo
about
have
this.
another story? Hmm.
I haven't
Hmm.
been able to stop thinking about this. Like, genuinely, how many years do you think until there's like an
Mm-hmm.
indie team that makes a game that looks like an early 360 game, and it's like, yeah, this is not nostalgic for us. This is our retro
We
graphics.
moved. We okay. So let's think of it. Let's think of it proportionally. When did Shovel Knight come out, and that what was that emulating? Like for
Shovel
the
Knight,
answers.
Shovel Knight was like 2010, I think.
Okay, now answer for the
2014.
audience. What
That was
was it?
2014.
Okay, what? All right, now answer for the audience. What was it emulating? What era?
The NES.
Okay. When did we start? When was the first thing you can think where we were emulating Nintendo 64?
A couple of years ago, maybe.
Couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, here's the other problem. This isn't going in linear. When's the last thing you thought was emulating the PS2?
Hmm.
Like the first instance.
I think I actually saw a game this year doing that.
I mean, there were games earlier, like you can argue that mouthwashing kind of comes from PS1 era
Yeah,
and
no, but
stuff
like
like
for the
that, right?
PS2, I think I played a game this year that was trying to like do that. Not necessarily like the
Okay.
PS2. It looked more like a PC game from 2003, which is like around the same
Okay.
period.
Okay. So given that amount of time, seeing how it's going to get shorter, I'm going to give it maybe 3 years, two
Yeah,
years.
but I think that is like early 360 is like when indie games stop, because if you keep advancing
Mm-hmm.
from there, it just gets too expensive.
You're just gonna be like, yeah.
Yeah, so like when are
Even
we going to say a game that looks like the original Oblivion? Because
oh, this game's called Old Parchment Annihilation. How odd. Hmm. Okay.
doesn't Bethesda on the trademark to like the word scrolls, so you cannot name your
Yeah.
game like anything about scrolls?
Well, no, but you can just call it Old Parchment. Parchment is a scroll, another writing material.
You know, the geriatric book.
Geriatric book is pretty. Geriatric book Annihilation just sounds like it just sounds like Bubba Hotep's like horrible sequel. That just doesn't sound good.
Geriatric book annihilate. No, you know what it sounds like?
Mm.
It sounds like something from like a PS2 era. Like, you know what? Those really weird 2D fighting games on the PS2.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a special move in one of those games.
Someone brings out a fucking brings out a tome like Asuka Kreitz from like Guilty Gear, and then he just makes you old, and then all your bones crumble.
Yeah, or maybe the character. You know how every game needs to have like a character that every Japanese game needs to have a character that is old and a pervert.
Yeah.
Maybe that is his special. He brings his like collection of like porno mags.
Master Roshi, this is your secret technique? Why? I guess that is kind of no. I guess that's just like Jiraiya from Naruto. Now that I think about it,
Geriatric book annihilation.
his name even sounds like geriatric. Oh shit.
And there's a character that is exactly like that in Dragon Quest 11 too. But I don't know why they like that trope so much. Just like the tiny little old man that is like a pervert. Is it because of Dragon Ball?
Yeah, I mean Master Roshi. But it could be. I'm sure that trope might have existed beforehand too.
Maybe. Were there any old men in Journey to the West? I have never read that one.
I have a digital copy of Journey to the West, which I need to read.
I need to read anything.
But it's so many
Truth be
pages.
told. I need to get back to reading.
Me too. Me too. I really do want to read up on more mythology. I think it'd be fun to just talk about.
Yeah. I think we should keep like the fire on the old man. I should never just like I should never remove that.
I'm not gonna complain. He's had it too good for too long.
Yeah.
But you know what is running too long? This podcast. So I'm gonna end it here.
Yeah.
Because it's past midnight.
Yeah.
And it's also past midnight for Candy.
Yeah,
Because
but I go to sleep
now.
at 6. I don't care.
But we're, oh my gosh, woman, you need to take care of yourself. You're
I'm going to die in 5 years.
Check out my YouTube at youtube.com/@nocturne. That's youtube.com/@nocturne, or the Twitch. Link is in the title. Follow Candy on her Twitch if you haven't already, and her YouTube to see her past broadcasts, clips, and podcasts. Check her Blue Sky for her organized thoughts, or join her Discord to see her disorganized thoughts, which are just her thoughts. The bot will leave all the links provided, and if you have such feedback for the podcast, like Candy, you take it away.
Please come up with ideas for the feedback. I need you to write. I need you to write ideas for the feedback. I am out.
That's I can't even really get mad at you. That's just that just came from a really real place. Holy shit. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a safe and happy week. Talk to you later. Love you, Candy. Bye.
Love you too. Bye. I I hate being old, man. I cannot even laugh anymore. I need to get like a stupid like coughing fit. I hate being old. I don't want to be the hot meals. I don't want to be the hot meals in my area. I want to keep going after the hot meals in my area. You know what I mean? I don't want to like move into like because like the age difference is the point. Like 40-year-olds are not that hot if you are also 40. So I would rather stop aging right now. What do I want feedback? Anywhere you can write, really. I know you guys don't like writing, but anywhere you can write the feedback will be useful. Should be told. So, I'm still really busy with a lot of stuff in my real life. So I cannot make any promises for next week. I'm going to try to stream at least twice, but I cannot make any promises. That being said, I should finally be receiving some of the deliveries for the stuff. I should finally be receiving some of the deliveries for the stuff within the next week. So maybe next week, if I get the stuff for the old computer, you guys will get to see my hands, and we will make the old computer again, and we will play some demos on the old computer, and I will move it, and I will start streaming from the old computer. Hopefully, I hope I actually get the stuff this week, because it was taking so long that I actually got a refund for some stuff and I had to order some stuff again, which is a bummer. But we take what we can get, I guess. I'm giving it. Okay, what is the feedback? You have some feedback. What is the feedback? Yeah, don't worry, don't worry. Didn't you see I announced it on Discord that I'm going to play Path to Nowhere somewhere within the next 7 years? Somewhere, like, so, at some point, within the next 7 years, I am going to play Path to Nowhere. I posted about that on Discord. Don't worry about it. That is the current time frame. Just give it a little window. As long as I don't die, I guess. But considering how I live my life is not an entirely unexpected thing. Yeah. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how many games that we never finish we're going to have imagine how many games we never finish we're going to have in like 7 years. There will be hundreds of games we never finish on stream. Hundreds, I tell you. Yeah, it's like I like how like in like one of my windows, whenever Stream Elements post the links, I get a warning about someone posting links on like one of my windows, and it's like that's Stream Elements, my guy. Why are you giving me a warning? It's like you can post a link, it's fine. I have given it like permission multiple times, and I still get warnings. I think the auto mod it's a little bit well, we're in an ad, in the middle of an ad. Yeah, that's annoying. I thought the ads were done. Oh no. But yeah, hopefully we can move into like. I want to do at least. Yeah. Yeah, just the bots hitting each other. Yeah, that happened to me actually once. In the one collab in my entire VTuber career, I have made exactly one collab, and that happened to me. There was bot fighting. Did you hear that? That was my dog hitting me for attention. Bots banning the other streamer. Yeah, she just give me like a headbutt for attention. He's like, notice me. Pet me now, or I'm going to hit you again. Do it now, or I'm going to hit you again. She's such a little baby. I guess the microphone like noise cancellation is like hiding it. But she's such a little baby. But yeah, that'd be good. As I said, I cannot like promise anything next week, but I'm going to try my best. Stream elements has nothing to do with the noise cancellation. What are you talking about? But yeah, as I was saying, I cannot make any promises for next week, but I'm going to try my best. And by my best, I try maybe one, maybe two. I don't know. So, as I was saying, I will see you again. I will see you guys again. Hopefully, more than once next week. For now, we're going to go say hi. And I'm going to eat something because I'm really fucking hungry. I'm really, like, I really do hope. Stop shooting me. I really do hope, like, the stuff for the computer arrives next week, because I really, like, I've been waiting so long for that, and I'm really excited to get working on that. I feel like it's going to be, like, a lot of fun. So I'm really excited for that. I hope how to speak. It arrives sooner than, like, sooner rather than later. I hope. But that being said, see you again. Yeah, I'm going to go eat something because I'm hungry. See you guys again next time. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. I like dancing. Dancing is fun. Bye. Where is my right window? Here it is.